This is a Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
There are those that think I'm a very stable genius.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Thank God for another beautiful day. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful show. And Montgomery needs a new mayor. But if we can't get a new mayor next year, maybe Montgomery just needs a new governor. Joining us, as he always does on Wednesdays. Glad he's here because I'm ill-prepared today, folks. I got caught up doing other stuff. We have the one and the only Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show and editor-in-chief at 1819news.com. Jeff, how are you today?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on.
You tired of talking about the data center thing?
Man, I just, the anti-data center people are very, very, I guess, animated right now.
Yeah, and I guess it's Coach really stirring things up. But I want to address some of what I got into on your show this morning. What do you make of, like, just these last few days? I know y'all have been running headline after headline of Coach Tuberville said a thing on a particular issue. Today it's talking about the number of state troopers. He was, of course, talking about the Department of Corrections system the other day and talking about the data centers. I kind of like that he is now, as we're hitting into the sprint out of the summer into the November campaign, he's actually hitting state issues, and it seems like we're waking Alabama up.
We are, and he did a lot. It was one speech that he gave us a lot of things, but we've heard more out of Tommy Tuberville in the last 2 days than we've heard out of Kay Ivey the last 5 years. So make of that what you want.
Now, does he have any natural enemies? Like, or let me put it this way, folks that'll pretend to be his friend because he's the governor and he's going to be a very popular one when he gets in there, but who are, say, sharpening the knives behind their backs and will fight him on certain things, or like, there's certain interests. I'm not necessarily looking for like individual names, but who do you suspect is going for him once he comes in as governor?
I think it's wait and see. Now, there's this real movement right now to kind of like get on his good side, and they're taking advantage of it. They're fundraising off of it. But they really, I think, you don't go 10 years, sort of status quo. Things are done the way they're done. And then beginning in January 2027, we're going to just totally shift everything. And this includes, like, things we don't think about, like who contractors are within state government, particularly the prison system. I think you're going to see changes there. I think ALDOT and some of the contractors and road builders, the way they've done things and the priorities are going to change dramatically. Healthcare, public schools, you're going to see things that we don't think about on a daily basis, but have been a cash cow for a lot of people. And that spigot's going to be turned off. I think there is going to be, it's going to be a bumpy ride that first year. And you're going to see some people who will push back. And, what have we learned in this state? You upset the wrong people, they will play dirty. We'll see if Coach is ready for that.
Now, I'm looking at one headline here at 1819 about the AEA holding racially segregated elections. Gotta love their race-based bylaws over there. But I'd imagine the AEA still, they ain't what they used to be many moons ago, but I'd imagine they're still ready to get in everybody's ear and push back where they need to.
No, and interesting on that story, how the AEA come to be, it was during the Wallace era, you had a black teachers union and you had a white teachers union, and we can't do that anymore, so they merged. Well, you might imagine the power structures at each of those unions are like, well, we like having our own sort of segregated system. There's power in that. There's power being the head of the black teachers union. There's power being the head of the white teachers union. So they came up with this compromise, and it's this antiquated system based on that. Really, they just took like segregated schools. They did away with a lot of the institutional segregation and just incorporated it in their self-governance. Well, here it is, 2026. We're still doing this, and no one's really ever questioned it. And I think that if this is going to be a public sector union, we don't need to be doing that anymore.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's about time that the Republicans fully put that to bed with the AEA. You're always going to have a teachers association, but I would love to see them, excuse me for the language, neutered as a major political lobbying power in the state. Maybe it'll always be the case because how big the Education Trust Fund is, but it seems like we could still divvy up a lot of public dollars for good public education without the AEA having their fingers in every pie.
No, and where it goes, where the AA gets off kilter here, where you're kind of cruising along, and I get it. You need a voice of the teachers in these contract negotiations. Pushing for salary increases. That's just the function of a union. But what it's become, Joey, is like they decided they want to dabble in education policy. They don't want to teach this. They don't want to teach that. They don't want to administer their schools this way. They don't want to do, but these are public schools. And sometimes what they don't want to do is kind of antithetical to what the people who pay their paychecks, who pay taxes into the system want to do. And they fight on that. And we've had a lot of that, be it school choice or whatever. The teachers union went from this sort of advocate for the teacher, for the educator, for the school employee to like this policy clearinghouse. That if you want to use a certain textbook or you want to teach a certain subject, well, you got to come through us. And this is like a Paul Hubbard thing. And then where it really got, really with Paul Hubbard, he got, where his downfall was, and this is like the teachers union and sort of the backstory here, you had to get in line behind the teachers union. The big mules, the business community, the power company. You think about this time before 2010, you had to make sure that the teachers union got everything they wanted, or they would have members of the legislature who would hold up things. They would take certain things hostage, tax policy or whatever that were maybe not even related to education funding or education at all. And they would say, well, we're our loyal members in the legislature are going to filibuster or hold up your bills until we get what we want. And so what happened there was like, hey, we got this big Republican wave coming. Let's capitalize on it. Let's go to war with these guys, take out their loyalists, and end the Paul Hubbard saga. And that's sort of the way it went. When the politics went Republican, and it took to 2010 for this to happen. The teachers union, they staked out their place on the battlefield, and they just lost. The wave was too much for them to shoulder.
Well, and one thing I'm looking at with this is like the long term. And if you think about Tuberville will be there for 8 years, if that would be the hope, that say he succeeds on like wanting to grow the economy here, wanting to grow out the metropolitan areas, especially continue to see growth in Huntsville, get more growth in Birmingham, maybe even Montgomery and Mobile. Who knows? South Alabama getting some love. So like assuming that that's a success and you actually see population gains, you see economic gains, what you're inevitably going to get is those major metropolitan areas will be much more liberal, and that might be new life to Democrats down the road. Now, a decade later, you kind of want that problem. It showed how good you are, but I would think, and I don't know how to do this personally, but I think this is right, that Coach could be a clear leader behind the scenes of building a coalition of folks that almost creates a battleship of donor networks and interests, a battleship for conservative causes, knowing that if we succeed on the economic front, we'll be ready to go and have a robust Republican Party, even if the Democrats get new life with our new big cities. And especially don't let the folks that have been the legacy sort of Dixiecrat Democrat types, those institutions hang on, give some alternatives. And part of me thinks some of this is what's going on with the gambling conversation. It's always been the big question for me with gambling is they already have a lot of money and influence politics in Alabama. If they get legalized, who's actually running the, say, politics of that behind the scenes? I don't know. That's just my big picture kind of looking ahead thing.
Well, I mean, we sort of do that now. I think they try to do that now. They just haven't had a real good spokesperson. I mean, look at your last few governors going back to the end of Siegelman Look at Riley, Kay Ivey, not what I would, Robert Bentley, not champions in the DeSantis sense, or
Right.
name your favorite Republican governor du jour, but they try to check the boxes on these cultural issues, but seriously, I really kind of wonder about how this is going to go. Is it just going to be kind of the same thing? You just have a better spokesperson, but in the end, we know who's writing the checks to these campaign war chests. We know if you spend any time in the State House, you know who the players are. They're not out there talking about ending the overtime tax. They're not out there talking about, closing party primaries or doing things that I think that Republicans overwhelmingly want 80-20 issues. They're more interested in making sure that the PSC is a safe space for the power company. Or they're more interested in making sure this economic incentive gets done so that we have new customers for whatever big business interest there is. So, I think you got to watch this close. Yeah, you can talk about a big poll issue, but there's just all of the resources the BCA types are putting it toward this use of state government, and maybe not necessarily something in even a DeSantis sense, because Florida's a different state, got different economic things going for it. Alabama's had the same economy probably since the end of the Civil War to some degree.
I guess the comparison would be, look at what Tate Reeves has done right there in Mississippi. I don't know every in and out of what's going on in Mississippi and Mississippi politics and economics, but I get the sense that Mississippi's kicking butt and shocking not only people in the region, but around the entire country. And I think that shows when you have a young, energetic leader, a governor, that you can actually move.
Figured out ways to do away with the income tax to be competitive economically with other states, doing things with road projects that are long overdue and not, everything just seems like a government handout that fixes in Alabama lately. And somehow that cycle's got to get broken.
Now, on just you talked about a spokesperson. This one headline I'm seeing, some of their asses are going to be in the same jail. I don't know if this is a comeback from old school Alabama politics or this is just the era of Trump, but I just don't remember, say, 10 years ago, like a governor would say some of their asses are going to be in jail. What do you make of Tuberville's, say, style and approach? Do you think that's going to, it works, I think, with folks voting for him and a lot of the folks in the Republican base, but how do you think that sort of blunt style is going to work up there on Capitol Hill?
I don't know, man. I mean, why would you say that now? There's obviously, there's a couple of things going on here, and this was a contract review committee last week where you had like a healthcare provider that's gone bankrupt in other states, and then for whatever reason we said, hey, let's hire these people to do prison health care. And then there's this bankrupt company that just is really good at winning these government contracts. What went on there? But I think probably what he's alluding to, and I hope he is how do you go from a $600 million prison in Elmore County to a $1.4 billion prison? And not really much discussion. How does this happen? How does it just, change orders? Did they lowball us? How did you miss it by 100+%? And, I'm not saying there's criminal wrongdoing, but it does beg the question.
Yeah. And it also seems to me that, I don't know, Tuberville's willing to say stuff, even if it's not like the stuff that Washington, D.C. considers a gaffe, I think is actually like home runs here in Alabama. I mean, the more rhetorical one that made me laugh, like a belly laugh, was when he said, I'm a football coach. I know everything in regards to the residency challenge. And I think that sort of style that just people didn't like in D.C. or the liberals for the longest time, he's the dumbest senator in America or whatever. I think people around here go, man, I love that stuff.
Well, I mean, we're not trying to win a spelling bee here or a math contest, number one. But number two, it's just take some stands and be for something. And I think where Tommy Tuberville really went from just being, he's a celebrity governor to an actual, kind of phenomenon, at least here in Alabama, he took the stand on the abortions and the military abortions, and he took all kinds of heat from his Republican colleagues over it. And there are people who just say, well, just let them have their abortions at the VA hospital. I don't know why you would ever go to a VA hospital and have an abortion, but apparently it's a thing. And he took a stand on it, and he didn't relent. And I guess he finally did relent, but it wasn't because of, like, the pressure from, the late Lindsey Graham or Dan Sullivan or Joni Ernst or anybody. He stuck with it as long as he could.
Well, and I appreciate you going down this kind of road with Tuberville, because I just have been realizing this week with that one big speech he gave Monday, okay, we got a new sheriff coming. Like, at least it's different compared to.
Well, let me say, in addition to that, let me say this. I think there's some things you're going to see where you're going to see, it won't be explicitly like Doge, but you're going to see a real cleaning house. Like, the measures they've taken in the legislature this last session are going to give the governor the ability to maybe fire some people or let go of some people that maybe the state doesn't necessarily need to be footing the bill for. It's hard to fire a public sector employee, but now you're going to have some capacity to be a little more proactive there than we've ever been.
Now, I do want to ask you about the Lindsey Graham thing, but in this context, I've got a clip here. It's only about 40 seconds. And I think this is underneath the Capitol, sort of all those tunnels and hallways underneath. And, of course, this is soon to be senior senator from Alabama, Katie Brett. But let's listen in real quick.
How difficult is it going to be to get appropriations bill passed without Senator Graham?
Everything is going to be more difficult without Senator Graham. He was the linchpin in all the things that moved around this building, in our nation, and truly across the world.
And, there was even rumors like, oh, she could be the new liaison from the White House. But I noticed she accompanied Lindsey Graham's sister yesterday, along with Tim Scott, as she was sworn in. So I haven't had a chance to talk to you about just Lindsey Graham passing all of a sudden in general, but it's just fascinating to see the personal relationships at work in the midst of all the politics.
Well, he'd been in the Senate for a long time, and he had relationships with a lot of the Democrat members. And it was sort of an understanding of Lindsey Graham doing his Lindsey Graham thing, and it wasn't like, oh, it's this new football coach or whatever. Been a guy, he cut his teeth with John McCain, with Joe Lieberman. It's always him and Joe Biden on the Sunday shows in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, like, I think he was like, when she says linchpin, I mean, I can really see it, that he was able to maneuver in Democrat circles and maybe get them to bite on some of the things. But he's also, one of the, like, underreported things was, like, his relationship with Trump. Somehow he worked his way into Trump's spear, and he had Trump's ear at times. It was maybe not, they weren't, like I would say, drinking buddies or anything, but there would be times when President Trump would take advice from Lindsey Graham and get things in the Senate, maybe very small, inconsequential things in our view, but they were done, and that was sort of one of his traits there as a U.S. senator.
Yeah, and that reporter went on to ask Senator Britt straight up about somebody taking Graham's place as a key conduit between the Senate and the White House, and she said nobody can fill Senator Graham's void. Nobody, none of us. So I think people underestimate the personality side of things. It's very possible Trump just got along with Lindsey Graham, and thus Lindsey Graham had the president's ear because he got along. And, we disagree with him or love him. He was a very capable senator. So I think it's hard to, we saw it with Charlie Kirk over the last year. You can't replace certain people.
One other thing that's kind of interesting, Coach said this the other day. I mean, Lindsey Graham didn't have a family. Mm-hmm. He was always traveling places. He had the time to do a lot of these things and pick up the ball and fill these voids that other senators just didn't for whatever reason.
Yeah, no, it's easy to forget about that angle because a lot of these folks do have families and other obligations. And Lindsey was one of the few that didn't seem to personally enrich himself. But why buy a bunch of stuff or get a bunch of money yourself when you just have a bunch of friends you can go visit all around the world?
Yeah, well, I mean, but he was like in Ukraine all the time, or in the plane somewhere. He wasn't flying home to see his wife and kids. So, he made his job his lifestyle. And like, we can talk about the merits of that or whatever, but that there was some merit to it, for somebody to be kind of the guy who could go around and be the frontline source for a lot of intel these senators relied on.
Well, and it brings extra attention because, that harrowing quote Graham gave to somebody right hours before he died, that I can't die yet. He sort of joked, I've got too many things I'm trying to do. And it just reminds people, like, you never know the time when you might be taken away. And I look at somebody like Mitch McConnell and I'm going, well, we might not know exactly the time, but the actuarial tables are like, maybe suggest the time is close. I don't know. What a mess.
These acts of God are hard to predict, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But McConnell outlasting Lindsey Graham, I did not see that coming.
No, I wouldn't add that on my bingo card either. With a lost steakhouse, you bet.
Well, I always appreciate your time, Jeff. And if folks want to check out what you're doing, how can they do so?
1819 News, 1819news.com or x.com/Jeff_Poor.
Appreciate it, man. Talk again soon. Again, Jeff Poor, folks. Editor-in-chief there at 1819 News and host of the Jeff Poor Show. And just all around insightful guy, especially Alabama politics, but national matters as well. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. It's 334-272-9228. I got to hit this quick break. We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Dewan Walker has been an Alabama Power customer since 1999.
We're being squeezed on every side. We hear about Alabama Power freezing their rates. That's the best news we can get. Alabama Power rate freeze will provide real relief for Alabama working families. Alabama Power is protecting their customers by making data centers pay their full costs. It makes me feel at peace. Alabama Power is really stepping up and doing what's right for customers.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott. Technology stocks leading markets higher worldwide as winners of the artificial intelligence boom gather more strength following several shaky weeks. The S&P 500 rose 0.4 early Wednesday and was on track for a fourth gain in 5 days. The Dow Jones Industrial Average and NASDAQ Composite both in positive territory also. Morgan Stanley shares rose 2% in pre-market trading after the bank reported revenue of $21.3 billion in the second quarter, a profit of $5.6 billion, both records. It follows a slew of strong reports from big U.S. banks on Tuesday, with all of them to some degree crediting their trading desks. And for the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Mr. Electric of Montgomery. Mr. Electric, we've got the power to make things better. Visit MrElectric.com.
Rich Thomas Weather.
It's a very typical July forecast, getting closer and closer to a normal pattern. Good bit of sunshine today mixed in with some clouds. High temperatures back to 90 or above today, 70s tonight. And again today and tomorrow and Friday and Saturday, there will be scattered random showers and storms, not as many as we've seen lately, and they will be most numerous in the afternoon and evening hours each day. Our weather app will keep you on top of the action. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Now, some folks got all sorts of upset with Tommy Tuberville for saying data centers are coming whether or not you like it. I like winning. I don't like losing, and data centers are the future. And why would we run that off from the great state of Alabama, especially when all these other places are running it off? Let's pick up the pieces. Well, it's not just Coach Tuberville who's saying stuff like this. Of course, I played for you last week Secretary of the Interior, former governor of North Dakota, Doug Burgum, saying all the anti-data center stuff online is a China plot to win in the AI race. So propagandize Americans. It's not the most ridiculous thing to think the Chinese might be up to. Certainly more credible than the Russians helped Trump win 2016's election. But here's the deal. It's not just Tuberville. In fact, I'm seeing a quote here. One of the biggest driving forces in the future for jobs are data centers. This is from Truth Social. One of Trump's own messages. One of the biggest driving forces is capitalized in the future, futures capitalized for jobs, also capitalized, are data centers. Sometimes I don't understand, but there is a certain style to the madness of how this is written up. But they are big, strong, bold, and money machines for the state in which they are built. Governor Kathy Hochul, I guess that's New York, for political reasons, has terminated all data centers being built or to be built in New York State. These companies are now being sought in Alabama, Florida, Texas, Arizona, and many other states. Both the taxes and the jobs amount to liquid gold. That's in all caps. New York State has made a terrible decision. All this income and other benefits will be going to red states and some blue, where data centers are sought as cash cows with lower taxes and record-setting jobs. They must pay for their own water and power, and any leftover goes back to the state and local community. Data centers are tremendous wins for the states and communities that are lucky enough to get them. New York should change its policy immediately. The radical left Democrats must not be allowed to cause us to lose data centers, AI, and all this incredible new technology to China and other countries. So yeah, are we going to be like New York State here in Alabama and not have data centers? I don't know. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hi, this is Betty. I just got a quick statement.
Yep.
I worked for a large corporation worldwide. We had data centers. 0 people worked in data centers. So you may want to keep that in mind and check out how many jobs it does create besides the construction. That's it.
Not a lot. I'd imagine there's still going to be upkeep, though, with your facility. So your, HVAC, there's going to be
not a whole lot.
Really?
It's computer banks.
Right.
It even has air conditioning systems where it picks up the dust, anything like that, because they can't have any dust in those rooms. They're clean rooms. So a system, evac system, picks everything up out of that room. I never seen anybody in those rooms. If something, a hard drive would go out, a bell would go off to the repair center, and they would send a repair guy in to fix it, which you never seen anybody in there. Never.
No, I'm not arguing too much with you. I know there's just a few jobs, but you're right in the sense it's not like you set up a new car factory by any means.
Yeah, just look at the logistics. How many millions or billions or whatever dollars that they give them? How do you justify that with jobs? We need to get back to thinking about what they're telling us. Is it real? Does it make sense? Is it going to pay us? At what point would we ever get millions of dollars back from the taxes that they created?
I hear you loud and clear, and I think actually using it as like this is a jobs cash cow thing is not the greatest sales pitch.
Absolutely.
It's the second part of what I just read from the president that I think is a little more, and people might love it or hate it, but I think there really is an arms race with China on AI. And it's not just a matter of a few little more conveniences here or there. I think the AI gets to a point where this is probably up there with nuclear weapons as a very powerful technology.
All right, back to the arms race. There's already, during the 2024, they sent tens of thousands of satellites up to 2 levels of the universe, of the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Those are already working. Now we've got cameras and stuff like that. How much does AI add to that capabilities that they can use?
Oh, I think the capabilities are getting more and more astounding by the day on a lot of these models.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like it gets to a point where like you don't want your geopolitical rival to have certain capabilities you just don't possess.
Yeah. Yeah. But they came in so fast. If you think about it, Elon, everybody just adores him. He come in, first of all, China financed his auto manufacturing. And then boom, within a short couple of years, he came out with SpaceX. Mm-hmm. All the R&D, the planning, the building, all that was done. And he's got to send up all these satellites to real quick. Where did all these tens of thousands of satellites get built to go up that we did not see?
That's a good point. Well, and I think a lot of it's the government that he's working with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like having a satellite constellation that gives you real-time data tracking of the entire Earth, as Trump's talked about with the Golden Dome. And as you see the operations in Ukraine, that war between Ukraine and Russia, where drones are taking, that's just one of the applications. But I just looked it up, Betty, like the Meta data center here in Montgomery, and it's to your point, it has around 100 operational jobs.
So they say. Okay. When they shut down one manufacturing company, the union rep recently, they come out with the union rep real strong blast in the manufacturing. What they do is they shut it down, one manufacturing of long-term jobs, open another one where they hire their type of people. So there's a game being played here. Back when Obama said that people have been charged long enough, they're shutting down businesses and starting businesses for their type of thinking people. So they need to look for the EEO. My corporation was also under EEO. If your company didn't look like the general public, you were not hiring fairly. And that's something we've broadly ignored. So anyway, I just want to put my 2 cents in.
Well, I appreciate the call as always. Thank you, Betty.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Yeah, I mean, there's, I'm looking at the breakdown here. A lot of it's going to be technical jobs. Like some of it is going to be electrical, HVAC, certain certification based gigs, like trade school jobs, which those folks are making a lot more money than, talk radio hosts because they actually do something instead of just sit on their butt and talk. But yeah, I mean, the basic point, and this is the problem. I was telling Jeff Ford this on his show this morning. Number one, when you look at a data center, to Betty's point, it's not like looking at a car plant or any major manufacturing plant, even with the accounting for all the robotics and efficiencies and productivity that have been brought up even in massive manufacturing. So like just to the average Joe, you get that you're going to get jobs at Hyundai. Maybe not as much as was at a car plant in the 1960s, but you're still going to get jobs. And it's just kind of common sense. That's not the case with the data center. Betty's got a good point that you're not going to see thousands of people going in and out of a particular building. And I think part of what's happened here is there is a general distrust of pretty much every major institution, including a lot of corporate institutions. Is that distrust justified? Warranted? Yeah, probably so. A lot of this era of distrust is a real thing. Because, you know, you look at the value of the dollar and how it continues sinking like a rock. Decade after decade, year after year. If you're not invested, at least in the stock market, or if you're not investing in even wiser things to try to keep up, if you're just throwing it into savings, or maybe you're just living paycheck to paycheck, you're not even saving greenbacks. Yeah, you can feel like, man, even when I get a raise, even if I get a new job, I'm still feeling the squeeze. And they've promised this, they've promised that for a long, long time, but the middle class continues to get squeezed. And so when you have somebody come around and say, here's the new solution, and you already don't trust the government, you don't trust the big corporate world, you don't trust the media, heck, you don't even trust your pastor, which is a real shame. You should go to a different church. Maybe consider joining me at the Catholic Church, because I trust my pastor. And somebody comes along and says, well, data centers. Well, I think data centers have become more than just about data centers, if you catch my drift. Data centers are a symbol of the technocratic elite doing what they do, and they can really give a damn about the average person. Now, is that true in every single case of a data center? Probably not. I think there are literal examples of these data centers bring down power costs and put back water. And then there's going to be examples that are the complete opposite. So I have no problem with local folks. In fact, I would encourage local folks in a particular area to go, what's in this for us? Like, you want to do a major operation out here? Are you going to make it good for us? A little pushback's always a good thing. Looking to make a deal is a good thing. But if we're just going to run everything off, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Kathy Hochul is doing in New York State. If you're just going to run everything off, just put a huge moratorium, can't do any work, no business whatsoever, you might be cutting your nose off to spite your face. Instead, it should be done on a project-by-project basis. And not just let our sense of like justified populist anger and distrust of the elite in this country to ruin a good time for us here locally. We'll see. But you've heard from the president, and you now heard from the future soon-to-be governor, Coach Tuberville, of the great state of Alabama. They're coming. We're doing the data center thing. We're moving forward with this, and y'all need to stop playing into the hands of China. We'll see where the argument goes. But, you know, just on a sort of common sense partisan basis, yeah, a lot of the blue states are putting moratoriums on stuff. Why would deep red Alabama be like the blue states? We ain't liberals. Well, some of us are. A lot of people think I am. I don't really fit anywhere, I suppose. I fit at the Catholic Church. But yeah, why would we be like New York State? We're not electing Kathy Hochul. We're electing Tommy Tuberville. So get with it. Oh, this issue ain't going away. I certainly understand the distrust and people going, just another con job from the big tech folks. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hi, Joyce, Papa John.
Hey, how you doing?
Let me show my ignorance. I have no earthly idea what purpose a data center has. Let me hang up, and if you would, please explain it to me. Okay?
I'm not a data center engineer, though, Papa John. You're trying to expose my ignorance.
No, just give me what purpose it serves that's going to benefit anyone, you know, a community.
Well, I mean, I'll put it this way, that like the very dumb talk show host answer would be all those searches you do online, all the new AI assistants and many other things that are operating in the background, that all needs to be processed through computers. So when you're talking about data center, you're just talking about banks and banks and banks of computers creating more power and running these things. And so, like in particular, a lot of the AI systems are to build up what they call tokens to process a lot of this information. It's essentially the physical infrastructure behind the cloud.
Does that make everything faster?
Yes. Like, well, when you have more compute, as they say, when you have more processing power, more storage data, like the ability to move that data quickly. Yeah, it's all need to build up more data centers.
And where does the profit come from?
Well, again, I'm not in the industry, but I'd imagine you're able to put a price on how that data is flowing, so to speak, and where that data is stored.
Okay, somebody's spending a lot of money to put these things together and make them in place and make them operational. Personally, I would love to know, number one, where's the capital coming from? Number two, why is it to their advantage to spend that much capital, and how are they going to make their money?
That's a good point. Like, I'm not in the industry, so I'm not going to try to give you a business proposition here, but that's just my sense of it.
All right, bud.
Thanks, man.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot. Thanks a lot.
That's fine. I'm happy to show my ignorance on so much. I do it every day. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Charles first, so I can answer a bunch of those questions, Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Right, the money is being given right now by J.P. Morgan and the CHIPS Act and various others. And the reason J.P. Morgan is doing it is because IBM got together with a Hong Kong firm and figured out a way to use a regular computer, classic computer, to look at the interference going on with the quantum computer. Mm-hmm. And they were able to determine the bond market by 34%. Over and over again, they showed this was something they could do, predict bonding, stock market bonding, a certain specific kind of it, to a greater degree, which makes that very, very, very profitable. And J.P. Morgan itself, using AI, has shown that their company and quantum computing can also make a profit off of it. So within 18 days on September the 25th, 26th of 2025, that's when IBM announced this. And before 18 days were up, on October the 13th, J.P. Morgan gave over $1 billion and promised over $1 trillion in the coming decade. So this is going to prop up every single AI data center getting a quantum computer coming that they can't collapse because, you get me, the money's being fed from this source. Now, here's something that everybody doesn't know that you can look up yourself. They have found out that AI can be used to help prevent the noise of the quantum computer, which is what my patents do, by the way. Mm-hmm. But anyway, they're wanting to put quantum computers in the AI data centers. Now listen, Joy, the quantum computers require 100 below, I'm just giving you an idea, not the exact number, degrees
very,
below,
very, very cold, yes.
Yes, and no motion. Now, for a AI data center, you've got all kinds of vibration because you've got to try to cool in a whole different manner what's happening every time on Grok when I ask a major question that it takes it a second to get.
Yes.
A glass and a half worth of water is being used at a data center. Have you got me there?
Yes.
Now, you can look up everything that I'm saying. So now, here's the next thing. My patents, which I'm trying to get to a major worldwide person at this point, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but my patents will stop the need for both of these to have the energy needs by 75 to 90%. And my whole idea of it is whoever gets my patents has the jump on everyone else. You get me? Mm-hmm. China, everybody.
Yep,
and what I'm going to say is, yes, what I'm going to say is, if you want my patents, you are going to make this all right for us. And everywhere that you were going to use that power to power at an AI data center, you will now give a super discount to everyone in that area you would have took money from, or you're not getting my patent. You follow me?
Yeah. No, you're putting certain rental requirements on that patent licensing
Yes,
requirement.
because listen, Joey, I love being here at my little waterfall, at my little place. I ain't worried about being no kind of billionaire. I just want these people that are in a race to do the right thing. And Joey, my math over and over again is math on AI gets better. Absolutely says that my patents are completely mathematically sound to the nth degree. So,
No, but it sounds like there's
getting it out there.
some engineering that would have to go on, and that's always the more difficult part.
It would take about 3.5 to 4.5 years to actually get what I've done made into the system that reduces all of the usage. But with AI, it could even be quicker.
Well, I hope it
because
works,
AI is
because what you're
improving.
saying is like you'd be a freaking hero for everyday people. But I appreciate it, Charles. I got to run. Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks a lot.
We got to hit a very quick break. Be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
You want your floors to scream new, fresh, and stylish. But if yours are groaning, tired, old, and outdated, you're in luck. Because at Prattville Carpet, you can revitalize your floors while you save on the best brands available with perfect and professional installation and Prattville's unbeatable lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Start shopping for your floors right now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Data centers, baby. I think it's about more than just data centers, but let's get off that for a second and talk to Austin Baranko with Invista Advisors. Hey, Austin, how you doing?
Oh, having a good week, Joey. How are you?
A very good week so far for me as well. Let's just tell folks real quick about Invista Advisors. Of course, I'd imagine y'all could help people with like their investment strategies, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's our primary focus is, we're registered investment advisory, and we typically lead with planning. So, any types of investments that listeners may have that want professional recommendations on, come to us. We will build you a plan. And then the hope is that we help manage those assets for you, whatever type of assets those may be. But you can imagine the variety of different types of needs people have: putting kids to college, retiring, taking care of an elderly parent, settling in a state, buying a business, selling a business, you name it. But investments and assets are what we specialize in, and would love the opportunity to help any of your listeners.
And especially with all this new technology and all these moves being made, folks, you want folks like Invista Advisors that are up on the latest. And again, it's a one-stop shop too, where it's beyond just managing those assets. As Austin just said, any financial concerns wherever you are in life, they can help you plan, help you get set up. Just call them up today at 387-0094 and start the conversation there. Again, that's 387-0094. Be sure to tell them you heard Austin Baranko on the radio with Joey Clark.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Joey, and you have a great week.
You too. Great to hear from you.
Bye.
Again, Austin Baranko with Invista Advisors. Eddie Bader here in the studio.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing today?
I'm all right. We're both wearing black today. That's a change.
Yeah, I had to go down to the big city of Luverne. Luverne.
They got a data center down there now?
I don't know, but you know what? I got to, from outside looking in, they seem like they'd be ripe for one.
Because of a lot of land?
There's some land down there. Yep. Yeah. Went down there and looked at some commercial property.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Betty?
Hey, Betty. Welcome back.
Hey, real quick, I wanted to add something. The data center will get income from the advertisements that we get, through there that we see.
Right.
They have not said anything that they've been excluded from foreign country investment and maintenance. Second thing is what brings my security concern. I dealt high with security in the company I worked for. If the White House had all these cameras in there where they could chop and manipulate film to frame J6ers, where every American almost believed that they did crimes, what will they do to us with this kind of information, saving every word we print, every word we say, everything we do on paper?
Sounds like you shouldn't be causing
What can
problems
they
and
do to
asking questions like that, Betty.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be number one because it's hard because you got to get people motivated of what the whole scope of something is. Don't sit back and take what they're giving us. So I'm going to get off of here.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Betty.
Well, and also think about it this way. If you do use Facebook or Instagram or any of these things, it's often just the physical backbone of all that compute they use to run those services. And they're making money off the actual digital service. They're not making money off just running the power through the data center.
Right.
Now, there are some examples of cloud storage and renting things out, but no, like this Meta thing is to make Meta run better. And for Meta to have plenty of compute to do whatever they want to do that they think might be profitable. And a lot of it does come down to advertising.
Yeah.
If
Clicks,
not
baby.
some subscription models.
Clicks, baby, clicks.
Clicks, baby, clicks.
Yeah.
No, and it's like, well, why is anything valuable, especially like these tech companies? And it's
Only
like,
as valuable as the person is that wants it.
that's the number one way to stop this stuff. Not to go get a government regulation, is like stop using it.
But you're talking to sheep.
Well, that's mean. Shouldn't be judging people any better.
Sheep. I'm a sheep just like the rest of them.
Oh, see, that's how you get out of it.
We're sheep. I wish I could put this down.
You're right.
I struggle to put it down the 4 hours a night I sleep.
I was looking up answers on Grok, and I'm thus using the data center, just pouring out that water, baby.
Yeah. Okay, but where's the water going? People assume that it's wasted. It's not.
It's not. Right.
It's not. Just know that.
Right.
It's just a cooling system.
Like, as much as like the fat cats are screwing you,
yeah,
they're not dumb. Most of them, they ain't dumb.
It's just, yeah.
Anyway, we got to hit a break.
All right, man.
We'll be right back after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche making an appearance today before the Senate Judiciary Committee. He claims that under President Biden, the administration turned the Justice Department as a weapon against its political foes, something he says that he has tried to rectify. He also answered some tough questions from leading Democrats on the panel. President Trump travels to Carlisle, Pennsylvania today. There he is scheduled to speak at the Pennsylvania Defense and Innovation Summit at the U.S. Army War College this afternoon. The event expected to focus on defense priorities, military readiness, and emerging technologies. Former top attorney at Goldman Sachs and White House counsel to President Barack Obama, Catherine Remler, is set to be questioned by a House committee on her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, appearing before the House Oversight Committee today. This is SRN News.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Victoryland. The winning is 24/7 at Victoryland. Go where the winners go every day, and you can be a winner too. Victoryland, I-85, exit 22, shorter. Admission 19 and over.
Rich Thomas Weather.
It's a very typical July forecast, getting closer and closer to a normal pattern. Good bit of sunshine today, mixed in with some clouds. High temperatures back to 90 or above today, 70s tonight. And again today and tomorrow and Friday and Saturday, there will be scattered random showers and storms, not as many as we've seen lately, and they will be most numerous in the afternoon and evening hours each day. Our weather app will keep you on top of the action. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. The case challenging Senator Tommy Tuberville's eligibility to run for governor has been appealed to the Alabama Supreme Court. The suit argues Tuberville does not meet the Alabama Constitution's eligibility requirements to serve as governor. The plaintiffs claim Tuberville's primary residence is in the state of Florida. It is unknown when the Alabama Supreme Court will rule on the case. A Montgomery man has died following a two-vehicle crash last week. The accident happened the morning of July 8th on Eastern Boulevard near Carriage Hills Drive. 81-year-old Lee Langham was critically injured. He was transported to a local hospital where he died Monday night. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. The city of Montgomery announced 18 people have filed qualifying paperwork for the special election to fill the vacant District 3 City Council seat. Qualifying ended Tuesday at 5 p.m. The special municipal election to fill the seat vacated by Marsha Johnson will be held on Tuesday, September 1st. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Pizza Perfect is carrying over the $10 buffet for July. They also have the perfect deal to feed your family tonight. Order any large pizza and get an order of boneless wings free. Pizza Perfect is known for their all-you-can-eat buffet, including pizza, spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink, and it's only $10 in July. Available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Buy any large pizza, get an order of boneless wings on the house at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook, pickup and delivery.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Ever thought about getting into the data center game? Just got to raise a few $1 billion.
No, I would actually like to go see one and just see what, just actually tour one and know, kind of get the ins and outs of it, just to know, because I don't know what they are. From all I know, it's a building.
I mean, from the one video I watched on what powers Grok, it really just looks like a huge warehouse with a bunch of
servers in it.
Yeah, bunch of computer mainframes that they've gotten pretty good at putting together and like, yeah, especially Elon and team.
And the water deal, that's just because you got to have cooling. I know it's got to be kept super cool environment.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just a massive computer. That's really what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty massive too, though. You take up that much space.
Mm-hmm.
But how have we, explain to me this, how have we made it as far as we have so far and not have these data centers everywhere? Or is that just going to make us more efficient by having them?
Well, it's just you're needing more and more to do more and more capabilities. We've gotten this far because they've built data centers, but they've been building them for a long time.
Okay.
But in particular, the recent demand is for the demands of the AI.
I didn't think about that, but AI, yep.
Right. Like that takes up a lot more than I did a Google search.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, what do they call it? The amount of tokens
Mm-hmm.
is as they often talk about. But, we'll see where it goes. It's just that the president, Coach Tuberville, they're all for it, folks. They think it's the future. So we're heading in that direction. We're going to win. We're not going to lose. Or something along those lines.
Right.
Now, we're in across this, and, it's kind of like, it's Europe. So,
Yeah.
But they've come up with new broadcasting guidelines.
Oh.
And what they're trying to do, new broadcasting guidelines introduced in Europe.
Okay.
They're trying to prevent women athletes from being sexualized through, what do you think they're being sexualized through?
Be through the camera to my TV.
They're trying to prevent women athletes from being sexualized through camera angles and slow motion replays. The European Broadcasting Union partnered with European Athletics to release new guidance for women's athletics coverage, with broadcasters urged to focus on performance and technical ability. The guidelines warn against lingering shots of athletes' bodies, low camera angles that capture revealing views, and slow motion replays that offer little technical or storytelling value. The sexualization of women athletes through selective camera angles and editing choices continues to be a significant concern across many sports broadcasts, said Glenn Killane, executive director of some European sports
Okay,
network.
the next complaint will be, no one's watching our sports anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they actually have little infographics here
Yeah.
that are like, this is problematic, this one's cool. So one is like a coach, like just a girl walking.
Yeah.
And one's a coach on the arm. The other one is her like bending over, picking up a water bottle. Don't do that shot. Other is her like just
Doing a
sitting on the
sit-up?
ground. Yeah, doing a sit-up. Don't do that shot for some reason. And again, another's like a fan saying, can you take a selfie with me? And then the no-no one is like full on angle from like, it's like you're underneath her.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that I mean, I could see
Do people do that though?
Right.
I don't remember seeing many selfies like that. I think the whole thing is stupid.
Lingering shots on bodies, low-angle cameras that capture revealing views, and excessive slow-motion replays that serve no technical or storytelling purpose are among the issues observed in media coverage of women's athletics competitions today. The 23-page Raising the Bar document uses examples from real broadcasts to highlight potentially compromising shots across high jump, pole vault, long jump, and running events.
Okay, let's just start with the high jump there. How are you going to show me how high she really jumped if you don't have a faraway shot that kind of shows me all the angles of her body moving? Are you just we're just gonna look at the sky and then the mat? That's not gonna be very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Broadcasters are advised to avoid tight shots from behind athletes, low cameras underneath competitors, and certain slow motion shots. Instead, wider angles showing run-ups, takeoffs, and techniques are encouraged. British Olympic pole vaulter Holly Bradshaw said some athletes have even become distracted by camera positions during competitions. Many athletes, myself included, have been in competitive scenarios where they are more focused on the cameras instead of their own performance.
That's you. You can't. That's your lack of focus, honey. I'm sorry.
Bradshaw also revealed she has received social media abuse and seen inappropriate videos of herself and fellow athletes created from slow motion competition footage. The guidelines are now available to broadcasters covering women's sports.
Sounds like she needs to be in a new job. I mean, look at the male football.
Right.
It just seems. Let's just go with Monday Night Football.
Sure.
Let's just take the things the guys say in the booth.
Oh, they say a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you get offended by it, Joey?
Love how he fills that gap.
Exactly.
Right.
Right. And if someone had never said, "Hey, Joey, you're supposed to get offended by that," we just don't care.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff they say can only be construed as gay. And what, you're really going to offend gay guys by saying a bunch of gay crap in football games?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think they're the wilting flowers they sometimes pretend to be.
No, not at all. Very strong men.
Mm-hmm. But it's also like, here's my point of view.
Okay.
That it is kind of a problem in the sense that, like, perverts are going to be perverts. But if somebody's got that mindset, like, it's kind of whatever you do, they're going to find a way to
Yeah.
sexualize.
Thank you.
That's kind of what it's like. It's called the Beavis and Butthead rule of human man nature.
It's going to happen.
Of male nature. Yes.
Hey, hold on. Don't be putting your females in the okay department. They're just as guilty.
There
You
are
just
some
don't
of them.
hear about
There
it.
are definitely some of them. Yeah, but a lot of them just.
Why do
you
they
know
watch,
what that is, though?
You'll tell them, why do they watch football? Well, look at the butts on them guys.
Some girls will say that. You know what that is?
What?
Penis envy.
Ooh, I hope not, but okay.
It is. But that's at least my Freudian take on the situation.
To me, I
But I'm
see it
just
as
saying,
more
if
and
a
more.
dude's going to be a big old pervert,
He's
you
gonna
could
be
be
a pervert.
wearing a skirt that goes down to the floor, and he's going to be like, "Oh,
Right.
I saw
Look
her
at them
ankle."
cankles. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like when you're talking about pole vaulting or some of these folks running, it's like you're barely wearing any clothes.
Because that keeps you faster, right? And more aerodynamic.
Sure. I mean, you could go full on, like I believe it was a while back where the WWE brought some of their women wrestlers over to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And like the UAE, and instead of wearing the normal gear, they wore like full body suits, like tight full body suits.
Oh, like one piece, onesies?
Yeah. Instead of like, booty shorts.
Yeah, but you say, okay, you're saying this, but they also have a thing called lingerie football.
Well,
So-
they're intending that's not a legit women's sport.
There ain't no dudes in it.
And you know what? Like, you could even try to figure like the WNBA. Who's sexualizing that?
There's nothing sexy about that. Now, off the court, some of them are beautiful.
Hey.
But on the court?
You know, it was sexy when Sophie Cunningham was doing that point.
Okay, I did like that. But was
Yeah.
even sexier when
And that
she
had
was the
nothing
ring
to
girl.
do with camera angles or
No.
even what she looks like.
When she was the ring girl, that was even more sexy.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like she was wearing revealing stuff.
No.
Maybe sexy is like you like that person's personality.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a nice
Good vibe there. Yeah.
There's spark.
She has a nice aurora around her.
Yeah, I can see where some people are coming from, but it's also like once you go down this rabbit hole, like
Where do you
good
stop?
luck. Good luck.
To me, it's just stupid. It's more eating away at culture.
Anyway, let's go to line 2. You're
Okay.
on there. Who's this?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. This is Babs.
Hey, Babs.
Hey, guys. I'm sorry, Eddie. I didn't catch you when you first answered. Where did you say the study come from?
It's from the European Broadcasting Union.
Yeah. And who do you think is influencing that?
Ooh, maybe
muzzy.
some muzzy?
Yeah, just slightly. And the other thing that I wanted to say, did either one of y'all happen to see? Now, I guess I was watching Fox last night. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
A scathing ad against the new guy that President Trump wants to be Attorney General. Did you see that?
Oh, I have not.
No.
They're already dogging him out.
It was bad. Check
Hmm.
it out if you can find it.
Interesting.
And what they said makes me not want him to be Attorney General, but, you know, I don't know. I guess I got to check it out myself.
Yeah, but the fact that they said it so effectively, like, doesn't that bring up suspicion to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Especially in the world we live in now.
Like, they're going really hard at that guy.
Yeah.
I wonder what this is.
They really are.
Hmm.
All right, gentlemen. As usual, I'm listening. I don't call in a lot anymore, but I had to call in about that Muslim influence. We don't watch out. We're gonna all be either dead or Muslim. So
Did you say Muzzy
George-
the first night? You did, Eddie. Okay, wow. Anyway.
y'all have a great day. Thank you for letting me on the air. Love you guys.
Love you too, Babs.
One of the times when you're at Baumhauer's, I'm going to come because we don't have church at nighttime anymore.
Oh.
So
Would love to see you there.
I would love to meet y'all. I feel like y'all are my best friends, along with Greg.
That's
so.
sweet.
Well, come by tomorrow
All
night.
right.
Bombers.
Well, will y'all be there?
Yeah.
Tonight?
Yeah, tomorrow or tonight.
Tonight, yeah, we'll be there
Excuse
tonight.
me, tonight.
Yeah.
I'll have to see if I can work myself up into getting dressed and going.
All right.
Yeah,
All right. Love you guys.
Love you too,
Love you
Babs. See you, hon.
Yeah, tonight. Sorry, not tomorrow.
Tonight.
Today's Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Simpler Days.
Hey, Simpler Days.
How you doing?
Well, in Simpler Days, the old cameraman used to pan the stadium, and he would find a very attractive woman in a very tight-fitting attire. And the two cameramen would kind of bounce back and forth during the football game, especially when it got slow. It kept your interest. But now all of that is just taboo. We can't enjoy beautiful art. We can't enjoy it. It's bad. It's wrong unless it's a trans.
Well, that's how you know. Like, it'd be one thing if there's a genuine push for more modesty. That's not the worst thing in the world. In fact, it'd probably be healthy for our society to become more modest. But you're right. It's not like, oh, be modest. It's more like, well, look at this sort of thing in this sort of way. Not that sort of thing in that sort of way.
Do you remember in simpler days when Alabama won the national championship against Notre Dame and A.J. McCarron's girlfriend and
Yes.
the announcer
Yes, I
was
do.
making comments
Yeah.
about not only
And
about
Musburger.
Musburger, not only about his girlfriend, but his hot mother, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, of course, back in simpler days, I mean, every fall when the football magazines would come out, they would have a pictorial about the cheerleaders from around the country.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
I do.
They were still doing that when I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, what's wrong with that? I mean, what's wrong with just like, a great athlete and the cheerleaders and their athletes and, whether you want to paint it with a negative brush or and to where now you can't admire someone because it's offensive unless it's trans or gay.
Mm.
But I think a good promotional poster for Coach Tuberville would be what do you think, Joey, when he's holding up the cigar, the six fingers after he beat Alabama 6 times in a row?
Yeah, that might be all right. Well, for Auburn fans, I don't know if he might lose some votes. I'm going with Doug Jones. Roll Tide.
He ain't gonna get any anyway.
He's not going to need. He's not going to need a whole lot of Alabama fans. I don't think.
I don't think so either.
I think he's pretty well set. Y'all have a good day.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it. Oh, in a second, I hadn't mentioned one of these in a while, but you remember Nobunaga?
Yeah.
The Japanese guy who's making the rounds all around the country? Well, he has one where it's all about the phrase, roll tide.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Does he go into the many different definitions of road tide?
I haven't read the full thing. I've been waiting for the right moment.
I don't know if he's the guy that don't know this stuff, Joey.
Go to Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, I want to play devil's advocate for a minute on the data centers.
Okay.
All right.
Although I got nothing against them, I do have concerns.
Okay.
You ever seen the TV show Person of Interest?
No, I haven't.
That sounds familiar.
You need to watch it. You'll understand what I'm about to say. They have all these cameras all over the United States.
Flock cameras.
And all these cities.
Yep.
And these data centers are collecting information with facial recognition. You see where I'm going with it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It might be good because it stores information for the cloud and all this, but there is a penchant for misuse.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I guess I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's the right word.
No, I see what you mean though. But let's say honestly, with that, because they are taking pictures of you everywhere you go, flock cameras and all that now. If they really wanted to say, "Hey, Joey did this crime, and here's the photographs that we have selected that show that he did it," they can put stuff together with that. It's just like making a movie.
Yeah, but with the way technology's going, sometimes art like prefigures, like foreshadows where the world will go.
Right.
Life imitates art in many ways. So that movie you bring up is a good point. It could be just this mass surveillance society where they could even frame you, and somebody brought that up earlier. But have you ever seen the movie Face Off?
Yeah.
So maybe if I want to commit a crime, I'll take his face off, put it on mine.
Why wouldn't you just put
Or
on?
if you want them not be able to see you, put on some glasses that have little
Eyes. They're gonna get
infrared
you through the
sensors
eyes.
in them, and it blocks the signal.
Yep, they're gonna get you through the eyes, buddy.
MacGyver.
My God.
One of them got a trick. They were in, I think, Ukraine or Russia somewhere, and they had been accused of a crime, so they fixed these glasses with these little things on them from a camera lens to where it couldn't recognize, the facial recognition couldn't pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's always opinions for certain types of people in our government.
Oh, yes.
To use the good for evil.
All the time.
I mean, guns don't kill people; people kill people. But yet, you put a
Guns
gun
get
in the
the
wrong
blame.
person's hand, and you end up with a dead person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I mean, but look up. It's called Person of Interest. It has John Caviezel.
Person of
Is that
interest.
his name?
I'm looking it up right now. Person of interest.
Yeah, it's definitely something to look into. Talk to you later.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Jeff.
it. Thank you, Jeff. In Alabama, this is Nobunaga, folks. In
Okay.
Alabama, a man said, "Roll Tide" to me as a greeting.
Yep.
Later that same day, that same man said, "Roll Tide" as a goodbye. I asked a woman at the store what it means. She said, "Roll Tide." I asked what it means. She said, "It means roll tide, sugar." So I began collecting evidence. I kept a list. I am not embarrassed about the list.
Okay.
I love that disclaimer. I have now heard roll tide uses hello, goodbye, thank you, I am sorry, congratulations. That is unfortunate. I agree. I disagree. And once at a hardware store as a complete set of instructions for installing a ceiling fan. I heard it said at a funeral. It was appropriate.
Yeah.
It was the most appropriate thing anyone said that day.
Yep.
I began using it carefully at first, the way a man handles a borrowed sword. I said it to a cashier. She said it back. I said it to a police officer who had stopped me for a broken taillight. He looked at me for a long moment. He looked at my face. He looked at my taillight. Then he said it back and nodded once, did not write the ticket. I wish to be extremely clear that I am not claiming those two events are related. I am also not claiming they are unrelated.
Right.
A man at a gas station heard my accent and asked me where I was from. I told him Japan. He said, "Roll Tide."
Roll Tide.
He meant welcome. I knew he meant welcome. There was no ambiguity at all. I've been in Alabama 11 days. I have one word. It has been enough for everything. I have started saying it in other states. It does not work in other states. I said it in a warehouse store in Oregon. One man turned around. He was from Alabama. He said it back. We did not speak after that. We did not have to. I say it anyway. Nobunaga, folks.
That's
that
funny.
one.
That's
and
good.
that was another hit. 1.6 million people have
That's
seen that
good.
post. Like, that is fantastic. Because it is.
I want to hear the Japanese roll tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll tide.
Yeah.
No, how do they do it with the L's? Roll tide.
Now, I was talking about, like the male gaze, visual sexualization of women and stuff. Go back to like late 90s, early aughts WWF, where it's Jim Ross, Sable walking out there.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, "Oh, Roll Tide." I thought you were from Oklahoma. I thought you were a boomer sewer, Jim. Oh, Roll Tide to
Roll
that.
tide. Roll tide.
Yeah, sometimes when a fellow shouts Roll Tide, it means he ain't looking in a wholesome way.
Right. It is. It's every word.
Of course, I always say War Eagle because I'm one of those.
If I'm doing something stupid, like if I say, "Hey, y'all, watch this moment," and I bust my butt, when you get up, you say "Roll Tide."
I will, as an Auburn guy, graduate even. If I do something real dumb, it's a roll tide.
It's Roll Tide.
Yeah. And it's not roll.
No, row.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. But no, but most people are like, Roll Tide. I'm like, yeah, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
I hope Nobunaga experienced that.
I hope he does too, because the fact that he hasn't kind of makes me a little bit nervous, Joe.
Let's go to Sam. Hey, Sam, how you doing?
Joe, I just found $100 laying on the ground. I say touchdown, Auburn. That's the Jim 5.
Nice.
Something goes right. Something's wonderful.
Real nice. $100.
It just comes right out, man. Rolls right off the tongue. Gentlemen, I have no idea why I called. Listen, when I was in Saudi Arabia years ago, I got to go to the resort area at Half Moon Bay, and I got to get the segregated beaches and whatnot, and it was funny. I was telling Eddie how modesty will pop up around when we were in the port city of Alcabar, and I actually did some CD shopping. I bought, man, I sure did, right off the shelf. I went in this little music store. It was at the time the Two Live Crew, nasty as they want to be.
Yep.
And it's got some women on the front, scantily clad. Well, someone had taken a Sharpie. It was a silver Sharpie, and just covered up the women, and but there it was. That was just little things like that. But we don't need that here, and that's what I was getting around to. The camel clothes on the
Yeah, people are accusing me of becoming a Muslim, but I think we do need a little more of that here.
Modest. What?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
That'll change when you get older.
I'm not.
Really?
Yeah.
Depends if you have daughters or not.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, let me clear that up.
Those of us that truly appreciate the human form and the layout of the muscular structure, its ability to sport and move through space, and especially though, and I appreciate it more now that I've been losing the ability to move myself through space the way I want to. Yeah, man.
Oh no,
I know, but there's probably
I think we need more.
There is a line between perverts and whatnot. I get it, but
yeah, I've danced across that line most of my life.
Yeah.
And posing that I know exactly where that's headed.
Yeah.
And it just so while I was holding, I was getting quiet. I could hear my cousin's cows. I need to go outside anyways and see what's happening, but I can hear them outside the house, and so wish me luck. How about
All
that?
right, go get some steaks.
Gonna have a roundup, man. Yeah, a little roundup.
Road Tide to that.
Road Tide.
272-9228. It's 334-272-9228. England, Argentina set for major 1986 rematch.
Yep.
Is it FIFA or FIFA? I always call it FIFA.
FIFA. I don't know what it is.
World
Bunch
Cup
of scammers is what
2026.
they are.
Scammers?
Yeah. FIFA. Oh, yeah. All those European leagues like that.
Yeah.
You want to talk to Kilroy?
Yeah. Kilroy, how are you?
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen.
How are you doing, Kilroy?
Well, with the real quick about the FIFA thing, it's America's 250th. If you're rooting for England, you're not American.
There you go.
Amen, bro.
I like that.
All I have to say about
I like that.
War damn to that.
Yeah.
I want to make a Roll Tide comment, but first, Eddie the other night made some promises about Jamaica. I wonder if he's still going to hold me to it.
Yeah, I'm sure I welcomed you to the country of Jamaica. I welcome you to go with us when we go.
It's okay. It's okay.
It was good to see you, Kilroy. It was a little bit shocking to see some people I knew, especially in the state I was in.
It's a small town, Eddie.
Yeah, I learned that night.
Oh my!
It was a fun time. Anyway, so the Roll Tide thing, it doesn't necessarily mean go University of Alabama. I mean, I'm an Alabama fan. I went to Alabama. I say it ironically too.
Yeah.
If me or one of my buddies does something redneck as hell, the immediate response is Roll Tide.
Roll Tide,
of
yes.
course.
1,000%.
I was in Mexico. I had on a Green Bay hat and an Alabama shirt, and they're giving me the Roll Tide. They're trying to sell me some merch. I didn't know which way I was going. They do Roll Tide. My wife, she's the one with the purse. She's wearing Auburn. They never said War Eagle. It just doesn't have the same ring to it.
I've noticed this. More
it does to the right people.
More men in the airport that wear ties tell me War Eagle than
Thank you,
most
Eddie.
people say Roll Tide to me.
Thank you.
I noticed that. There's a difference.
Well, my favorite Roll Tide moment was it wasn't even saying Roll Tide.
What?
I'm lost on the quad in Tuscaloosa.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a $5 poncho. It didn't work. So it's now my pants are wet from ankle to knee.
Ah,
and like it's bleeding down into the hoodie and all this stuff, and I'm miserable because I can't and I'm maybe a little drunk and I can't find my buddies.
Oh.
So I remember this plain as day. I get about to the corner of the quad that's catty corner right across from Brian Denny.
Yeah.
And there's this fella at the top of his lungs, and it's still just raining and raining and raining. He does not care. He's got a towel that's soaked to the bone that he is whipping around. You know, you ain't having fun unless you getting wet. You ain't having fun unless you getting wet. And I'm like, roll tide.
Roll tide, baby.
That's right. You see the people hanging the flag out in the middle of a tornado, screaming "America,
America,
the
baby.
same sentiment, roll tide. You don't yell "War Eagle," and it has nothing really to do with the teams. It's just
It's
it
the
rolls off
mindset,
the
the
tongue.
mentality.
It is a mindset.
And if you haven't seen it recently, there's an old Sports Center commercial about like it's more than sports, and it's everybody saying "Roll Tide" to each other at weddings and diners
Yeah.
and funerals. And anyway, if you haven't seen that in a while, give that a watch. That hits the spirit of it because if I'm at the casino and I hit a jackpot, nobody's saying "War Eagle." They can be LSU fans. They're going to say "Roll Tide."
Roll tide. That's right.
Well, appreciate the call, Kilroy.
All right.
Good
Thank
one.
you, Kilroy.
All right, gentlemen.
See you, brother.
2729228. I need to like not prepare more often. Literally, I got preoccupied doing something else, and I had no plans for today.
Go. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a lot going on.
Is there?
Not really.
I didn't think so.
Nah.
Hey.
Although the gas wars, where are we at with gas?
Gas wars?
Did you happen to fill up today?
days
That's kind of
ago.
how lets me know how it's going with the
A
Iran.
couple
war.
days ago. Yeah. And was,
I think I paid $3.79 earlier today. That's the highest I paid in a while.
I do 89 in mine. So
Oh
it's
yeah, you
even
got
higher.
run 89. Yeah. Yeah.
It was over $4.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Okay, I'm not liking that.
Now it's a Kia, so it's not like a huge tank because I'm not gonna have them fill up a truck. But that gum, it's a lot. Like it's a lot more.
That little Hyundai I got when I used to fill it up, it was like $22, and now it's 48.
Oh,
49
easy.
bucks.
$50,
Yeah.
$60.
Just frustrating.
Yeah, but I guess the war, the 2 weeks.
Well, Joey, at the end of that 2 weeks, we'd like to announce that it's going to be another 2 weeks.
Okay.
And with perhaps an extension on the end of that.
Oh my God, Eddie! I just found something
Yeah.
that, you notice as you get older. Now, maybe you did this when you were younger, but I think it happens a lot more as you get older. Where, especially if you're, it's one thing if you're in your house
Mhm.
and like in your bathroom
Mhm.
or, even the living room, or you're trying to make a joke with the son,
Okay.
or it could be even on the road trip and you're an awful person. And it's one thing to on purpose let it rip a big old fart. But
Whatever.
I'd imagine as you get older, sometimes those farts rip out when you don't expect them.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That happened to me, but
Yeah. Oh, it's yet to happen to you.
But good point, because I used to hang out with my dad and his buddies all the time, and I finally asked my dad, I was like, "What's up with y'all just farting,
Just stepping on ducks all
Yeah.
day.
And he's like, it just happens. Like,
Right.
and it's okay. We talking and just happen and keep talking. Man, we need to recognize there was explosion there. Yeah. A lot of them don't sound that good.
No.
Right.
You ain't having fun unless you get wet.
Right.
Road tide. Well, I bring all this up
Mm-hmm.
because I just, again, I have no plan. I was just scrolling through X's. I'm sitting here just keeping the conversation going.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran across a video. At least it's a claim. Now, it could be somebody moved a chair. That whole excuse.
Mm-hmm. Or you cough.
Or he coughed. Or, no, that was my rubber sole squeaking on the floor.
But I can't duplicate it again.
Right. But have you done that before where it was the rubber sole, so you duplicated to just let folks know it wasn't a fart?
I hate to say that, Joey, but I'm the guy that leans into the rubber thing like it was a fart. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by
Yeah.
that.
I'm going to lean into that.
And you claim there are no unintentional farts at the Bader household. Okay.
Yeah, depends on what Roxy had for lunch.
But apparently this is Chuck Schumer today on the Senate
Oh,
floor.
boy.
Let's judge this. He's talking about Iran and the NDAA. Let's listen in to old Chuck Schumer from New York.
Now on Iran and the NDAA.
Sounded like a cat purring, almost like making biscuits on your chest there for a second. Well, let's hear the whole thing.
Now on Iran and the NDAA. The American people need to know, of course, how and why this chaos is spreading through their streets.
Right.
And we need a complete investigation that's independent.
Right.
Now on Iran and the NDAA. When all the Trump administration can say about his disastrous war
happened?
with Iran.
You know what happened, didn't you?
He chuckled. That little chuckle is all you needed to confirm. Hear it again.
Now on Iran and the NDAA. When all the Trump administration can say about his disastrous war with Iran is that Vietnam was worse.
He knew.
A point Trump made yesterday, he reveals the scale of his failure. This is what Donald Trump said.
You know how, Joey, this happens sometimes with people, like, say you're lifting a chair or something, so you're putting that little extra in there. So he was getting ready to really let out a speech there, and I think part of his body got a little too ready.
Now on Iran and the NDAA. When all the Trump administration can say about...
It's the laugh afterwards that keeps
yeah,
getting
the
me.
chuckle, because he knows it. He knows it.
That tickled.
Guilty. Guilty.
We got to hit a break.
All right.
This part of the program, sorry, Ashley, brought to you by Pest Pro Services, or maybe you're welcome.
Yeah.
Because at Pest Pro, Ashley and the team are ready to help you out with, your pest control needs. They have a great system where you get on a monthly subscription model, and they do basic pest control services
That's
year
right.
round. Allows you to control costs, budget for pest control costs year round. But of course, they can also help you with more specific jobs like termite inspection and protection, wildlife control services. Maybe there are some little critters trying to make a home out of your home, birds and raccoons and all sorts of other stuff, squirrels, chipmunks. You don't need to let them do that. And of course, they can help you out with mosquitoes. 'Tis the season that they're just eating people up. They're nasty, nasty creatures. If you want to see any proof of the fall of man and the cracking of creation itself, just go look at a mosquito under a microscope. Nasty creatures. So why not have Pest Pro come out and get rid of them? They can do that. Just call them up at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Now on Iran and the NDAA. When all the Trump administration can say about his disastrous war with Iran is that Vietnam was worse.
Yeah. And your point, it's not going to be taken after you do that.
No.
On the floor of the United States Senate.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Trust Montgomery's glass experts to provide you with fast and convenient service when and where you need it. Find out how affordable independent glass can be. Free estimates on storefronts, shower doors, furniture tops, plate glass window glass, plexiglass, custom beveled mirrors, residential or commercial services. You come to them or Independent Glass will come to you. Call Independent Glass 263-2823, 263-2823, or stop by 2047 Bell Street near the entrance to Maxwell. Independent Glass.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a man from outer space. What's up, Earthling? I see you've landed your spacecraft over there in that field. That's right, man. My question is, why have you landed here on our planet? I came to see David Ernest, the asset preservationist. Yeah, man. I wanted to see if he would take a look at my portfolio for me. Well, before you make the trip over there, call him on his toll-free number, 833-596-7233. And I understand those last 4 digits spell out the word safe. That is correct. Funny thing happened the last time I came to Earth. What was that? I went to the Walmart, man. Yes? And I accidentally went in the back door. How did that work out? Well, they stopped me and very gently told me that I needed to go around front and come in. And then what did you do? I said, cool, man. Take me to your greeter. You flew millions of miles just for that. Hey, man, I don't write them. I just read them.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here are several ways to attract more buyers to your home. First, price it right to sell, not to sit. An accurate market analysis will tell you what price it should be. Next, prepare the home to show and sell by deep cleaning by a professional cleaner, including carpet. Declutter all rooms, including closets. Evaluate flooring, replace if needed. Paint inside and out where needed. And make the kitchen and bath sparkle. How about the exterior? Are the colors faded on the shutters or fascia? Power washing them and all sidewalks and driveways and patios prior to listing the house. Remember, your price and curb appeal will create a showing appointment. Your condition of the house will make them stay and look longer and buy quicker. For all the steps you need to take to get your house ready for sale, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 334-221-2883 or 334-551-0225.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas weather is brought to you by Mr. Electric of Montgomery. Mr. Electric, we've got the power to make things better. Visit MrElectric.com.
It's a very typical July forecast, getting closer and closer to a normal pattern. Good bit of sunshine today, mixed in with some clouds. High temperatures back to 90 or above today, 70s tonight. And again today and tomorrow and Friday and Saturday, there will be scattered random showers and storms, not as many as we've seen lately, and they will be most numerous in the afternoon and evening hours each day. Our weather app will keep you on top of the action. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Back to school shopping starts now, and ASC Credit Union has you covered. Our back to school loan helps you pay for supplies, laptops, clothes, and more. Stop by your local ASC branch or apply today at yourasccu.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house. Let's go to Pat. Pat is on line one. Hey, Pat.
Hey, Pat.
Good afternoon, guys. Hearing you talking about flatulence, Joey, it reminded me of an incident that happened in my Air Force career. It was 91, 92 time frame. I was on the faculty at Command and Staff College, and we'd invited General Robin Olds to come in and talk to a class of students about leadership. And he starts off by saying, been 10 years since I was on this stage. I guess I didn't like what I said the last time. He was kind of a crusty old guy. And he finishes his speech up. He says, I'm going to leave you with 3 rules of old age. 1, never pass up a urinal. 2, always honor an erection. 3, never test a fart. He turns around and walks off the stage. And I'm just sitting there thinking, oh, my dear God, how many critiques am I going to get? And then years later, I saw that movie, The Bucket List.
Yes.
And Jack Nicholson uses the same line.
Yep.
I don't know if General Olds stole it from him or if he stole it from General Olds, but it's a good line.
Indeed it is.
It really is.
That's awesome. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Pat.
Anyway, you'll have a good day.
You too, brother.
Bye.
And for folks just tuning in, Chuck Schumer did a nasty thing on the Senate floor.
He let one rip.
Investigation that's independent. Now on Iran and the NDAA. When all the Trump administration can say about his disastrous war with Iran. Now on Iran and the NDAA.
Bit of a trouser cough.
A trouser cough.
That was a trouser cough.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now, men in politics, we've seen this happen, right?
Mhm.
This ain't the first time.
Mm.
I don't think you'll ever see women.
No?
Bet not. I'd be very,
I don't
very.
want to see that.
I'm just telling you.
we were just talking about modesty, and now we're sitting here
Yeah,
talking
but
about...
because women are more modest. They wouldn't
They
do
are.
that. They would not
Yes,
do
they
that.
are.
They would excuse themselves to the restroom.
So they would. What if it's a filibuster? Like, we're going to bring back the talking filibuster.
I don't know. There's a lot of clinching going on.
Might make it worse.
It can.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad to see that women haven't stooped to that level in the politics yet.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to Soldier Boy. Hey, Soldier Boy.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got the funniest flatulent joke ever, okay? And you're going to appreciate this one, Joey, okay?
All right.
When I was working at the city, okay, Mayor Strange had just become the mayor, okay? About a couple months ago, okay? So being in the IT department, you know, I work a little bit everywhere, you know? So I got done with the job. I went in the elevator, okay, by myself, and I had to break one, and I let one rip.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I swear to God, I hope nobody comes in here. I can get out this elevator and just leave it in, you know, leave the stench in there and, you know, and not take claim for it, right?
Right.
Guess who walks in the door in the elevator?
Mayor Strange.
The mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. He's looking at me. I'm looking at him. And I was like, oh, God, what a way to first meet the mayor on my first day. And I have to leave something stinky on the elevator.
Nice day, ain't
Yeah.
it, sir?
Yeah, it's like, well, and the sad thing is, I couldn't believe it. If I had 3 or 4 people on the elevator with at the time, I could all look at each other, you know, and look stupid, you know. But no, I was just me and Todd in there in a fart.
Did he say anything?
No, he didn't. That was very.
What's that make it
professional.
worse or better? Would you have rather him acknowledge the fact that you clouded the air, or you appreciate the fact that he just said, "Yeah, he's a man. We'll let it go."
No, it's actually one of my favorite Jack Campbell stories when he started working at the Republican Party of Texas. Like, first day, he gets on the elevator with folks like, oh, welcome, Texas.
Yeah.
And first day, he's on the elevator riding up, just goes with his mouth. They remembered it to the day he died. Like, yeah, I don't know. It breaks the ice.
It does.
Hey, who was that? Who was that senator or congressman that was going to run for? He was going to run for governor for a while, and he's from California. Who's the guy? You know what I'm talking about. He was the senator or a congressman running. He was a congressman or a senator.
Gary Hart.
The guy that kept all the guy that always had his shirt off and harassing women all the time, and he dropped out of the race.
Did you put that on me, Eddie Bader?
No. Do you know what I'm talking about? Which was it a senator or a congressman?
The one that was recent there, his name starts with a P?
Yeah.
With a SWAT sticker on his arm?
Oh, Plattner? That was in Maine.
No, that's Prattner. That's Maine.
No, that's not him, yeah.
I'm talking California. He was on the security. He slept with Fang Fang.
Oh, he's not a senator. That's Eric Swalwell.
Oh, Swalwell.
He's a lowly House member.
He's a representative then, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you remember the time that he was doing that interview and he cut one? Oh my God.
Yeah, on Chris Matthews, Fartgate. I remember Fartgate.
Yes.
It's before Fang Fang.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was an awesome one, and I just had to laugh at it. But you know what?
And they tried to blame it on moving the coffee mug on the desk. Yeah.
Couldn't repeat it though, could they? Nope. No.
Well, you know what? I hate to say it. I was happy and very respectful that Mr. Todd Strange said just ignored it. You know, he just ignored it, played it off. I know he
men
should
do.
have ignored it because it was a strong one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I guess he had some man respect. You know, he played the man card. The man card came out and said, you know what? We all do it, and we got it. It's natural. It's not like he did it on purpose. He didn't know I was coming into this elevator, you know.
Yeah, it must have
But
been
just being him,
like bad, but not that bad. Because there are certain ones that are so bad. You're like, did
I
a
get off on
skunk
this
die in here?
Yeah.
Dadgum.
Mm-hmm.
well, it's where like 2 coyotes had died in the desert, you know, over a month ago. It was pretty bad. But
That's the new guy. He's laying down wolf bait in the elevator.
Telling you, man, that's rough. Coyotes are stank.
Todd took it like a man. Let me tell you something, and he just He didn't even look. He didn't make eye contact, nothing, man. He just was professional.
Anyway.
Had his notebook and everything, and he just got and left. And I was like, oh, what a day.
Well,
I can never look at him straight in that face.
I love that story, but I got to run, man. Thank you for the call.
You know what he wrote in his book? Some dude just farted in the elevator.
Now on Iran and the NDAA.
This part of the program brought to you by, why does it get funnier? Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you with, buying a home.
Buying a home or refinancing, Joey.
Refinance.
That's right.
Yeah, refinance. You can do a lot with a refinance.
You can. You really can. That's your money, your equity in the house. Why not do what you want to do with it?
Yeah, it could be just for like shoring up a retirement fund.
Could be.
Maybe you want to get some credit card debt off your back.
Or maybe you're doing a project around the house. You want a new deck or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be you want to go on that dream vacation.
Oh, don't I?
You always wanted to live in Jamaica for a month. Why not?
Oof, oof.
Hey, whatever your goals are, they can help you.
They can help you with them. They've helped me with mine.
And if you're a first-time home buyer, I can walk you through the process. Always starts with pre-approval. Do not skip that step.
Right.
And if you think you're using that online mortgage calculator, I'm looking on Zillow, and you're getting the good numbers. You're not.
You're not.
You need to get in touch with Alabama Home Mortgage. They've helped out hundreds of thousands of folks at this point in their long careers. So check them out today. You can always go to myalabamahomemortgage.com and apply online. They'll get in touch with you real quick after you fill out those online forms, or just call them up direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline, that's Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon, prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
What are you getting? Still deciding, but I do know on August 11th, I'm choosing Rhett Marcus for Congress.
Why Rhett Marcus?
Because he's a true conservative, endorsed by President Trump and Senator Katie Britt.
Oh, then you can trust him.
And he's a small business owner, not a politician.
Sounds like this choice on August 11th is the easiest decision we'll ever make.
Remember to vote on August 11th. I'm Rhett Marcus, the Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Rhett for Alabama.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones. Talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Oh, we're fantastic.
It's not Monday, so it's wonderful. I'm here.
Yippee-ki-yay. Look at that. Look who's working today.
Well, we just had to cover a hard-hitting breaking news story that Chuck Schumer was criticizing Trump on the Senate floor, and he accidentally let out a fart.
Oh, my God. Is he related to Swalwell?
You would think so, because that's where the story was going. Yeah.
No, here, we can hear it again. Why not?
Complete investigation that's independent.
Right.
Now on Iran and the NDAA. When all the Trump administration...
And you hear him chuckle.
I guess at this point we know he's full of hot air.
Hey, how's it going there today at Cohen's?
Doing great. I tell you, we've got a Samsung 85-inch, last year's model, that you can get. It's a QLED. You can get that unit for $999.
Oh,
that's a deal, folks.
Heck yeah.
That's a great
Deal.
TV.
Yeah, it is a great deal. Of course, we'd like to sell you one of the upper end models, but this one is still a great model. It's got a great picture. It's 4K. It's smart. It's got all your HDMI inputs. It's got USB inputs. It's ready.
So folks just need to get by there and be like, hey, I heard about that $999 TV, like the 85-incher on that radio show.
Joey, Eddie, and Troy were telling me about that TV, and I should come by it. That's what they should say.
There you go.
All right. Well, and maybe somebody like doesn't even need to stop by. Could they call you direct?
Yeah, if they've done business with us before, I'm pretty happy to take your credit card over the phone.
Okay.
If they haven't, I would probably like them to come in to consummate the sale.
There you go.
Okay. And folks, you can always call them up at 277-8890 or just stop by 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And again, find them and be like, hey, those fellas on the radio, Joey and Eddie, throw in Troy's name. Send me.
Yeah. Y'all come see us, ask us some questions, let us ask you some questions, and let us help you make the right choice.
Well, I appreciate it,
Thank you, Michael. Have a great day, buddy.
You. Hey, great hearing you, Eddie.
Thank you, Michael.
Bye.
So we got a whole other hour left.
All right. I see the data center thing. I see it.
Yeah.
New York says they're done with it. They're putting
Right. So is Alabama going to be like New York?
No, I hope not. I mean, why now? We've never been this way before.
No, there's nothing wrong with complaining a little bit so you get a better deal. Nothing wrong with that at all. But just running everybody off and you don't get any deal, not great. Unless you don't want a deal.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't want anything. I'm good with what we got.
What about the lotto we got?
What lotto?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. There's some possible new hope for those who are afraid of coming down with Alzheimer's disease in the near future. A new kind of blood test could predict if apparently healthy older adults are likely to develop the disease in the next 5 to 10 years. Already large clinical trials are testing whether certain drugs could prevent or at least delay the disease, and if any of those pan out, doctors will need an easy way to tell who should bother to try them. Heavy smoke from wildfires in Canada and Minnesota spreading across the Midwest and Northeast, affecting millions with dangerous air pollution. More than 100 wildfires are burning in Canada, and the winds are carrying a lot of that smoke to the southeast, with warnings about unhealthy air extending from Minnesota through Toronto and into New York. On Wall Street right now, the Dow is up by 140 points, the NASDAQ up by 168. This is SRN News.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-555-2085, 800-555-2085, or biglou.com.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Now open from 6 to 5. Foggy or drafty windows? Alabama Wholesale Lumber's got energy-efficient replacements that'll save you money. Call their millwork pros today at Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather. It's a very typical July forecast, getting closer and closer to a normal pattern. Good bit of sunshine today, mixed in with some clouds. High temperatures back to 90 or above today, 70s tonight. And again today and tomorrow and Friday and Saturday, there will be scattered random showers and storms, not as many as we've seen lately, and they will be most numerous in the afternoon and evening hours each day. Our weather app will keep you on top of the action. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
1819 News.
Alabama House delegates voted in favor of a bill that would make daylight savings time permanent throughout the U.S.
This would mean that clocks are not changed at 2 different times during a year. The Sunshine Protection Act passed the U.S. House and now heads over to the U.S. Senate, where its future passage is very precarious. Republican and Democrat House members representing the state of Alabama, all but one, voted in favor of this bill. Congressman Mike Rogers did not. Congressman Robert Adderholt said that the Sunshine Protection Act provides consistency throughout the year, and he has heard a lot of frustration expressed by his constituents about the twice-a-year change to clocks, which affects families, businesses, and workers across the state. Adderholt did express concern about what the clock changes will do for safety for children who are waiting for a school bus in the dark. However, he believes that a solution can be found while also enjoying the benefits of ending clock changes. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Ryan Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
A 42-year-old man turned himself into the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department on sex crime charges. 42-year-old Michael DeWoody is being held without bond in accordance with Aniah's law for charges of sexual torture, rape, sodomy, and abuse of a child under the age of 12. A Geneva man died this past Tuesday after a large limb from a tree fell on him. 68-year-old Melvin Dixon was struck by that limb while he was walking his grandson on County Road 4. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
We're talking with Dr. Clark McLemore at McLemore Dentistry, and this is where I went a few years ago to get my smile reworked. Dr. McLemore, you have a great offer for our listeners.
We've got all of our design and manufacturing in-house. So what that means is if you come to us, we have the entire process under our control, providing top quality prosthetics and restorations. And that really impacts our patients' smiles, and it makes us feel a lot better that we're doing the absolute best we can for folks.
Visit drmclemordentistry.com.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Thank God for another beautiful day. Hopefully the show will remain beautiful. I don't know how beautiful that Chuck Schumer segment was, though. And, Montgomery needs a new mayor.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Looks like, did J.D. Vance's did he just jump on Rogan?
Did he?
Yeah, I think he might
Oh,
be on
nice. Nice.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Definitely checking that out.
And new poll came out from not exactly a conservative pollster, Morning Consult. Trump's approval's up to 45% in their poll, 53% still disapprove. Vance's favorability is up 7 to 45%. Yeah. And that generic ballot has an edge for Democrats, 46% Democrats, 43% Republican.
No doubt it's an edge, but I don't know that many people that are disappointed in what Trump's doing, just disappointed that Trump's there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more people I talk to are like me. They're anticipating even better news, more winning coming out.
Yeah, so I guess the Republicans, it's not like everybody's warm for them, but Democrats also kind of suck. Like both parties. There's just, I was saying it earlier in the day about the data center thing. People just don't trust anything.
Yeah. And that's the problem. You can't. But also, I mean, for a president to get as much done as he has been able to get done, you're right. Both sides do not like him. I mean, there are some that are cheering his name, but got a knife in their back pocket ready to stab him.
Oh, absolutely.
And it just infuriates me. It makes me worry about after the Trump presidency, if all these things are going to be reversed. And I just that
Good bit of it might be.
Yeah, I know.
You saw what happened with the Biden?
Exactly.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, good afternoon, Joey.
What's up?
Well, I hope y'all's day is going marvelous as well as mine. You ever lay there at night? I'm sure you guys do, and there's so much, you've been in talk radio. There's so much crap that comes to mind that you want to discuss and talk about, but then the next day it's totally blank.
Yep.
Oh, sure.
So it happens all the time.
It does.
So maybe I should get a
notepad
recorder and talk in it and just my quick point is I've been a lifelong resident here in Montgomery, and I love the city. I really do. And the people actually there's good people in this city. And I don't know, Joe, if you remember, but on South Court Mildred Street, that building there that's 8 or 9 stories, it was condemned up under, I think, Emory Farmer, in fact, because of the pilings underneath the bottom. And I go by there, and it's like a climate store now. Now, wait a second. The weight, and the pilings are still the same, so there's no way in the hell you're going to make me believe that you repaired the piling.
Yeah.
So that's just something I'd like we don't have a mayor, but, I would like to get an answer. That is a code, but it's like, I'm telling you, it's like, and then aside from that, Joey, and I really do admire what you do because you damn sure address the problem, and you don't care who you really offend, it's the truth's out there. And if anybody out there listening that don't agree with it, truth hurts. My thing is this. We need to get this city cleaned up big time because where I live at, around Cottage Hill, it's a lot of vacant spots that need to be cut. And you know good and well that the landlords know that that's got to be cut. If it goes, when you have to get a sign posted on your property, and you know that you own it, why in the world don't you get out there and if you don't want to cut it, then pay someone to do it? I mean, keep that monkey off the back because the city will cut it for you.
Yep, they sure will. At a premium of a price.
I appreciate you, Jody. You keep it up. Keep hammering. Keep hammering.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, there's a lot of problems. Now, you can always play the game of like, well, look at some other places. And they are much worse. Like life generally, that's the thing. It's like there are problems. It could be better, but also life is generally pretty comfortable. If that makes any sense. So you're not going to raise too much hell.
No, I don't want to make it more or less uncomfortable to me tomorrow.
Right.
Just
frustrating, as I've said many times before, how there's so many little fiefdoms in Montgomery. So people aren't even talking to them.
Yeah. There is a lot of that.
And it's more about like my little fiefdom, my team, my little club getting their little club, their little initiative, their little project going, as opposed to, one big city rowing in the same direction. But JD Vance just told Senate Republicans to cut the procedural bull crap, but he didn't say crap, and pass the SAVE Act. Yeah, he apparently was just on Rogan.
Okay.
But he's cursing up a storm.
Well, I mean, laughingly, I'm laughing at the fact that they finally got the daylight savings bill done. Is that like for 10 years? Since Tuberville was up there, we've been trying to get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, And that's a no-brainer.
I just
of
want
a
them to
bill.
leave it alone.
Yeah.
At a certain, like,
Just go
either
one way and stop.
Yes, please.
But it's
Stop
a
with the
no-brainer
adjust.
of a bill. But they will go out of their way to give foreign government some of our money, but won't make something as easy, as simple as changing time permanent. No.
Man, J.D. Vance is dropping a lot of S-bombs with
Good.
Rogan saying Gavin Newsom is full of
He
shaving
is.
cream.
He is so full of it. He is so full of it.
Yeah, just dropped. Rogan and the vice president. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this? Hello.
Yeah, hey.
What's up?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. I got a question for you.
Okay.
You think that Jackson Hospital is a great children's hospital?
Say that again.
You think Jackson Hospital will make a great children's hospital?
I suppose it could, but you'd have to build out a lot of different stuff.
If that was their purpose, I think Jackson Hospital needs a purpose. Survive.
That's one way to do it, but I mean, it's such a lot of the region uses it. I mean, and the problem is whether you make it a children's hospital or a regional center or whatever, that there's so much dilapidation and debt on top of them that it's a real sticky situation, to put it mildly. Like I think you're right in terms of vision can get you out of a lot of things, but in this case, you're just talking about raw amounts of money to fix infrastructure and get debt off your back.
But you have more access to grant money, and of course the hearts love the little children. So
Yeah, maybe that's the heartstring to play on.
Yeah.
all right, then.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
272-9228. Yeah, but no, while that's going on with Jackson Hospital, let's just do like a huge bond issue.
All right.
Like $375 million worth.
I mean, okay. What's going to happen? I'm the guy in office, and I get this bond through,
Mm-hmm.
and the city collapses after I'm gone? I don't care.
Don't care.
Then let them do.
I don't care. 272-9228. J.D. Vance saying on Rogan, does the socialism thing scare me? Yes. Is it the wrong solution? Yes. Socialism is the alternative. We don't have a pathway to give people a sense that the system is not rigged and that the American dream is attainable. We ran the experiment of offshoring all our industrial jobs, becoming a service and finance economy, and allowing Wall Street to buy every asset of modern life. What has that done? It's created a generation of kids who are attracted to socialism. He's right about that. He gets the underlying problem in many ways.
I don't know. I never was one that fell for that. Never.
Again, 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. I'm going to see if I can find some of these. And, oh no, if he drops a curse word here or there, right? It's the Vice President of the United States. We should be able to cover it.
I would think so.
On the biggest show on the planet.
I think so.
So let's see if we can find some of these clips real quick. As Vance continues his media tour, as I said earlier, his numbers continue to climb, it looks like, which is, I guess, good
That's
news for the
surprising.
vice president. Let's see.
But he's doing well.
So here's Vance explaining to Rogan the Iran thing. Yeah, I don't know about this. I mean, he's got to carry the water. It's kind of his job as vice president. But let's listen in to him try to explain this.
What the president has done, I think, very, very capably, is said we're going to use military force in this situation when it's connected to something we're trying to achieve. So if you shoot at ships, we're going to shoot at the facilities at which you used to shoot at the ships. But we're not just going to do something open-ended indefinitely. We're not just going to bomb and bomb and bomb. We're going to try to use our military force as one of the many tools that we have to solve the problem. And obviously, like, I'm biased, but I think that's exactly the right approach. What the president...
Yeah, sure. But it seems a little open-ended right now.
It's very, well, because we don't know who the leadership is. You've killed all their leaders. And I think they were waiting again. I think they fell for a Netanyahu moment where they said, the people are going to take over. They will rise up. Just drop the bombs.
Right.
Doesn't happen, man.
Still waiting.
It never happens.
Hey, you know of a comedian named Giannis Pappas? You've probably seen him before.
Sounds very familiar, actually.
Yeah, he's been in all sorts of stuff. Like, you probably recognize this fella.
Oh, yes.
You've seen that guy.
Yeah.
So he, of all people.
I'm going to say it right now. He's a bit of a jackass, but okay.
Of course.
Okay. Just so we're good on that. Okay.
He put this out the other day. And it's on, what do you know about the Shroud of Turin?
Not much.
Not much?
I've seen the picture of it.
Yeah. Have you seen the negative of it? Like where you do a photo negative
Right.
and it's like you can really see.
See into it? Probably have seen that. I mean, I'm familiar with it, but not. If you put it in front of me, I could tell you that's what it is.
So here's what Giannis Pappas put out.
Okay.
I believe the Shroud of Turin was forged by a medieval artist. I believe he chose a very expensive linen cloth to wow only the very few who would notice, matched the gospel accounts in extraordinary detail, rejected the artistic conventions of his own time in many ways for the only known time in history, depicted crucifixion with striking anatomical realism, used real blood or blood-derived material instead of simply painting the wounds, created an unremarkable faint image whose most remarkable property would not be recognized until photography revealed it as a negative more than 5 centuries later, embedded three-dimensional image information that would only be discovered with modern image analysis, produced an image so superficial that modern microscopy can't explain it, anticipated details that align perfectly with modern forensic understanding of crucifixion, executed the entire work without mistakes or corrections on a valuable cloth. He nailed it without error in one shot, invented a technique that no one has convincingly reproduced, left no record of how he did it, inspired no known followers, and did it to wow only us centuries later, as nobody viewing the work at the time would even see it for what it is, and then disappeared from history without anyone ever mentioning the greatest technical achievement of medieval art.
Yeah, like I said, he's a bit of an ass.
No, but his point is like to just wave your hand that this is a forgery is ridiculous. I don't know. I find it's not the thing to necessarily hang your belief on, but I find it pretty remarkable.
I thought it was
what
just another thing. I didn't take a whole lot of stock in whether it was fake or not.
I think it's a pretty real thing.
I would think so.
Yeah. And it seems to match a lot of the icons that have been handed down through history and yada, 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 yada. And he's just, I guess, on a Christian kick because he posted this also 2 hours ago. Giannis Pappas did.
Okay.
This is a Dostoevsky quote. What do you know about Fyodor Dostoevsky?
Nothing.
You never read The Brothers Karamazov?
No.
You never read Notes from the Underground?
No.
You never read Crime and Punishment back in high school?
I do remember getting a...
Raskolnikov kills a woman?
Remember getting
and then the guilt just eats him up?
The cheat books for that.
You mean the Cliff Notes?
And not even reading that, yeah. I couldn't even make it through the Cliff Notes.
All right. But it's a Dostoevsky quote.
All right.
And Pappas is saying, this quote goes so hard. If someone proved to me that Christ is outside the truth, and that in reality the truth were outside of Christ, then I should prefer to remain with Christ rather than with the truth. Now, of course, Jesus says, I am the truth.
Right.
But, yeah. It's interesting how the older way of looking at things that lasted for centuries, not millennia, it's slowly starting to come back. And I like it. Because I think there is, as much as there is benefit to the modern scientific mindset, and there are like true things it's discovered and things that it's created, there's something lacking at the bottom. And see that like, well, and the more important questions of identity and purpose and meaning and all this other stuff, yeah, good to see even jackass comics like Giannis Pappas are leaning into this. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, it's Harris. How y'all?
Good. Harris, how you doing, bud?
Good. And Joe, you prompted me when you talked about the $375 million bond issue.
Yeah.
I hope next time you have Andrew Ziminski, if I'm saying his name right, you'll grill him about voting in favor of it. I know it wasn't the official vote, but I hope you will grill him about it.
I'll certainly ask him about it. And like, why? Justify it. Seems like a lot of money to me.
Please do. Absolutely, for absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Absolutely. Who voted? Let's see. Jen Wright, Glenn Pruitt.
Grimes.
Who else voted? Grimes voted against it. Okay, good.
I guess Julie Beard.
I
don't know how she voted. I thought she voted against it.
I think it was against.
got you. And what is there, 9 councilmen?
It's supposed to be 9, but because of
We're short.
Marsha Johnson wasn't living in the district for 2 years, it's only 8 right now.
Right. Okay. Well, when do you know when that goes for the final vote?
I think they're revisiting it this upcoming Tuesday. And given that it's an 8-member council at this moment, it could end up in a tie again and a push.
Right.
It depends on, can you flip somebody? And I don't know.
I got you. Okay. All right, fellas. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. 272-9228. Yeah, I believe that was the breakdown. Like 4-4. I know Grimes voted against it. Would you vote against it?
Yeah, I'd vote against it, but I can't beat up on Samansky too bad. He is a businessman. He's got businesses around there. It would do him good for that to come here to his business. However, I would also think because he's the guy that you and I both know to be very straightforward, if he is voting for it, I know he's got some good reasons. I would like to hear it because I'll still argue with him.
Yeah.
But, Ed Grimes, I like Ed Grimes. I got nothing negative to say.
By the way, we have 18 people that have qualified for Montgomery City Council District special election in
Right.
District 3.
First, we start with a hot dog eating contest, and we whittle it down to like 3 or 4, Joey.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 4-4 split. Frenetta Riley, C.C. Calhoun, Aronde Mitchell, and Andrew Szymanski voted in favor of suspending the rules, voted in favor of advancing this. And Ed Grimes, Julie Beard, Glenn Pruitt, and Charles Jenwright voted against.
I like the fact that Glenn Pruitt voted against it, too.
Now, Glenn, I remember this. Glenn said, I'm not like a no
Right.
forever. I just think we need more time to talk about it.
Yep. I would rather someone say that.
I would like Glenn to say that again this upcoming Tuesday.
Oh, yes.
I think we need more time to talk about it.
They do, because from a citizen's point of view, this is kind of just being run down my throat.
I think from my perspective, it's the convention center that's a sticking point. Right, wrong, or indifferent. We were sold a bill of goods on Montgomery Whitewater, Glenn Pruitt said. It was going to print money for us and be great. It failed or is failing today. I just want to make sure, Mayor, I just think 2 weeks where we could sit down and talk to you and make sure we're all comfortable or not comfortable. I don't think that's the end of the world.
Neither do I.
C.C. Calhoun said, we don't have nowhere that people can sit. When we talk about expansion, these are the things that we need to do. 100% of people aren't going to agree on nothing that you do. I've heard everybody. I've made my statement. We are going to call for the vote. Vote your conscience. Get your projects or don't. See, and that's the thing.
I don't
It's
like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that veiled threat at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the hell that was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ed Grimes said it's a ton of money. If we borrow $375 million, we'll be real close to our legal limit. We'll probably borrow more money than this city has ever seen. It's a scary thing. These are very vague details. It's a quote from Ed Grimes.
I mean, dude,
And
we're rednecks
Mayor
with a
Stephen
credit card.
Reed, just to remind folks, Montgomery is at an important moment in its history as our city continues to grow and compete for jobs, visitors, and private investment. We must also invest in the infrastructure, facilities, and neighborhoods that support that growth. This proposal represents a long-term vision for building a stronger, more competitive, vibrant Montgomery. So yeah, I hope we just talk about it some more. Because, they had one person that wasn't living in the district. So now I brought this up last time Szymanski's on. I'm like, hey,
Right.
you think maybe now it's an even thing instead of an odd thing, like number?
I like it.
Perhaps you're going to have a lot of ties on some important stuff. And he's like, yeah, that might happen. And look at this.
But I want one person to be able to say, I don't want a tie and we have to leave it at that. I want one person to be able to say it's a tie, and even if it's the mayor, but to be able to say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Because you can't have a board of directors that cannot do anything and just write everything off as a tie.
Maybe on
and
this
go
one
away.
issue, let's just keep writing off as a tie.
Or have the gonads to tell the guy, no, and this is why.
Yeah.
here's some numbers.
Yeah.
What's your numbers say? Oh, your numbers look a little bit
But
inflated.
it doesn't sound like Cece's going to tell him no. I don't think Aranda's going to tell him no. I don't think Szymanski or O'Reilly is. Just don't think so. No, and if it's interesting, Marshall Johnson was still on the council, it would have gotten through.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Kind of fascinating how that, although that'd been happening for how many years, kind of fascinating that that came up now.
Anyway, I ain't the one doing all this. I'm still on kind of the bubble. Like, do I want to live here the rest of my life?
I don't know. You know, it was a lot happier when I was looking the other way, just going to work, clocking in, clocking out, and not paying attention to the crap that they were stealing from me. Now that I see what they're stealing from me and what they're doing with the money, it pisses me off.
Anyway, 272-9228. It's 334-272-9228. We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of health care you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients, from making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly, to getting to know you and your family's needs, and following up on any questions you may have. Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man, well, I want to start out small and kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
For many homeowners, there's untapped reserves hiding in plain sight. It's not in the savings account. It's not in the stock market. It's right under your roof. Now more than ever, homeowners are sitting on record levels of home equity, and that equity belongs to you. It can be used to consolidate high-interest credit card debt, to pay expensive school tuition, to cover medical expenses, to invest in renovations, you name it, because that money is yours. This isn't about taking on unnecessary debt. It's about using an asset you already own to improve your financial position and your quality of life. The key is understanding your options and choosing the strategy that fits your goals. Let's see what's possible with the equity in your home. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Truckers, listen up. A $2,500 sign-on bonus only at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Work for a company that puts God and family first. 855-777-9785. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. The risk of those evening storms will continue, but they will be random, and many cities and towns will stay dry. Overnight low temperature tonight in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a repeat performance with a good bit of sunshine mixed in with a few clouds. High temperatures in the low to mid-90s each day, 70s at night, and more spotty, random scattered showers and thunderstorms, particularly in the afternoon and evening hours. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. And you guessed it, we have on the phone lines here the one, the only Papa B. Papa B. Hey, Papa B, how are you?
I can't believe I got my own theme music.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that the Spy Who Shagged Me?
No,
That's not it?
had nothing to do with shagging or spying.
Oh, man. So, I'm glad you brought the Shroud of Turin up again. You kind of talked about a few icons and stuff.
Yeah.
I think yesterday as it was going along. I mean, I want to say I'm not a really big fan of icons and, spectacles. I don't really particularly have anything against them. I think they have to be very carefully, kind of considered in order to see if they're viable, for instance. But, the Shroud of Turin is different. I mean, I've done my own, plenty of looking and researching or listening to research on it and everything. And there's just no good other explanation for the Shroud of Turin that anybody can come up with. I would have to say that if there is proof of the death of Jesus Christ, the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, I think we've got it. And, all of the various ways they've measured it and looked at it and anatomically corrected everything. And then, of course, you got the negative image. Nobody even knew about the negative image until, the 1800s? All of a sudden, somebody took a picture of it, and then voila, there is the image. But nobody even knew it was there.
Right.
I mean, how does somebody in the, 5th century?
Well, and also, how did they get pollen spores from Jerusalem?
It's all of that, just one thing right after another. Everybody in the Middle Ages, when they said there's nail scars in anything, all the way up through mid-1500s or so probably, they depicted the nails in his hands, in the palm of his hand. But there's no way anatomically that somebody could hang on a cross with nails in the hands. The flesh just tears away and the body falls off. The nails have to be driven up through the wrist in order to hold the body. But this person, whoever, if it was a forgery, they knew to put it in his wrist.
Right.
And I mean,
you didn't copy Caravaggio, right?
One thing right after another, and here's something that's kind of interesting. Okay, so I've heard this, and somebody might be able to tell me for sure, but this is what I've heard: that when a Jewish virgin, gets married, the father will have a special cloth down on the bed. Okay, and after the wedding night, that cloth is gathered and held by the Father. Okay, and of course it'd have blood on it if it was a virgin, right?
Sure.
And it was held by the Father so that nobody, including the man she married, could come back later and say that she wasn't a virgin. Okay, he's got the proof. He holds on to the proof. Okay, so how much of a stretch is it to think that we wouldn't have some kind of proof left behind other than just, word of mouth or the accounts of the Gospels? Although that's enough, I think that, this is a holy relic right here, and I think it's proof. I do.
Oh, yeah. And also the Gospels account for literally Jesus, especially in his hometown, essentially, is doing miracles right in front of people. They still don't believe. So a big part of the Gospels is like, and this is, I guess, a big part of the Doubting Thomas story in the Gospel of John is like, yeah, you can see, but really it's more a matter of, do you have faith? And faith in the sense of, do you trust the thing that you're actually looking at? And it has much less to do with the hardcore scientific proof and much more to do with trust in, say, a family relationship.
Exactly. But, I wonder later on if people are asked, well, there was proof. Why didn't you believe the proof?
Right.
Well, what is it about that with everything that could possibly be done was done, and you still wouldn't believe? Wow, what a concept. So, but you're right. Even Jesus, but he healed the guy. He healed the blind guy, right? And the blind guy, he's brought before the Jewish leaders at the time, and they make him tell him like 2 or 3 times, "Hey, what did he do to you? How did you see? And the guy finally winds up saying, "I've already told you. He did this. He touched my eyes. And you still won't believe." But yeah, you're right. Some things people just aren't. There are some people that just are not going to believe. But I just find it interesting that here's this concept of, a proof of what happened on that wedding night, for instance. And now, this is sort of kind of flowing along in that same concept in a way, maybe. I don't know. But anyway.
And it is interesting, like the daily mass reading, the gospel part of it yesterday for the 14th was from Matthew 11. And without reading the whole thing, Jesus says, "As for you, Capernaum, will you be exalted to heaven? Will you go down to the netherworld? For if the mighty deeds done in your midst had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. But I tell you, it would be more tolerable for the land of Sodom on the day of judgment than for you." So it's a pretty clear message of like, when you're shown like, you have a choice there. There are certain signs that will be given to you. And if you deny them with some clever wave of the hand, good luck.
Well, anyway, I'm glad you brought it up again, and I wanted to, get my little point of view out. So I appreciate y'all letting me chime in again.
Thank you, Bobby.
All right. See ya.
Now, this is a great clip. This is from Jeremiah Johnston, and he's been on all sorts of podcasts talking about the shroud. But like to create that negative image on it, like how much energy and how quick would that flash have to be?
Oh, man.
So let's listen in.
These are scientists, Eric Jumper, John Jackson, physicists who are at Los Alamos Sandia Laboratories. They work on atom bombs. They get the weekend with the shroud, and they prove that there's literally no paint, no dye, no brush marks. They cannot understand how there is an image in the shroud. The best scientists in the world cannot explain it. So I fly to Turin, Italy, and I meet with a guy named Paulo De Lazzaro. He is a physicist, and he works at Enea Laboratories. Anyone can look this up. He spends another 5 years of his life studying how do you change with no pigment, paint, dye, or brush marks. How do you change a made of flax, essentially a linen shroud? So they literally grew a shroud, and they beamed their laser for 5 years at it, and they were finally able to basically change the coloring of and to leave a mark with that, because otherwise you would scorch it. If it's too hot, it's too powerful to just burn it up, right?
Right.
They were able to basically change the size of a postage stamp, not 14 feet behind us. And he publishes, and this went viral when I posted it on my social, 34 billion watts of energy traveling at 1/40th of a billionth of a second to leave an image on the shroud, is what Paulo de Lazaro said.
Light.
So we're talking about energy, cold energy, and this is the moment of resurrection. So the shroud is not a death cloth, it's a resurrection cloth.
Wow.
So I'm meeting with Paulo, and I'm like, so are you saying it's Jesus? He's like, well, of course. 34 billion watts of energy traveling at 1/40th of a billionth of a second. Reminds me of all these passages, because think about it. Jesus, every time he manifests himself in the New Testament, he manifests himself as brilliant lights. The new heaven and the new earth someday will have no need for the sun.
That's significant. I just
Mark
want to point that
9.
out for listeners. Yeah. Trace that real quick.
Okay,
Because
throughout-
you got transfiguration. His face was changed, became like lightning.
Mark
Obviously,
9,
yep. You got Revelation.
Yep.
Same
But
thing.
you have Paul, and I have filmed on Roman roads at noonday, okay, and in the land of Israel, curbed, their first century roads. It's hot. I'm sweating. Paul says that he has an experience of seeing the resurrected Christ. And if you follow the book of Acts, he says it was brighter than the noonday sun. Is anyone getting chills yet? So what we have in this residue, what we have is this signature on the shroud of the moment of Jesus' resurrection that is so powerful, it literally left a selfie mark on it.
Gracious.
This is Jesus's selfie.
So the theory is that in
At
the
that
same
moment,
in the same way that at the transfiguration, hey,
Yep.
his face became like lightning. It kind of the hey, upon resurrection, that same light of glory manifested itself and left that. That's the
and it pushed a 2,750 pound tomb out of the way.
gracious.
Wow. But let me show you. This is animated. Okay, so play this for a minute. I want you to see. This is a shroud. Now hit play.
Okay.
Boom.
Wow.
So that is what happened.
So essentially, if you're just listening, it's like a body in a shroud, completely wrapped in it. The shroud essentially just deflates all of a sudden. But yeah, 34,000 billion watts of energy traveling in 1/40th of a billionth of a second to change the chemical makeup of a fine linen shroud to leave that image. We don't have that power on Earth. Well, and they were talking about, Paul and his encounter with the resurrected Christ and the transfiguration that Peter, James, and John would have experienced. Keep in mind, in the transfiguration, Jesus is talking to Moses and Elijah. So in a way, you can think of it not just as this incredible burst of energy, but it's almost something that's outside of time.
Yeah.
And when you think back to something outside of time, you might think of our Genesis, our very beginning. And what do they say? And this is the one that kind of struck me thinking about, again, 34,000 billion watts of energy traveling at 1/40th of a billionth of a second. Let there be light.
Yep.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. But again, I say that's not, I don't think it's wise necessarily to hang your faith on things that you can see. Maybe more things you heard.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of tricks in this world. Like if you're, you can be tricked. In fact, what Jesus said to Thomas, who doubted, because Jesus had appeared to all the other disciples, apostles, and Thomas wasn't there. And he's like, well, I'll believe it when I can touch his wounds and see his wounds, knowing. And when he said, like, Jesus appeared all of a sudden, Thomas immediately said, before he even touched him, my Lord and my God. And Jesus told him, because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. Who have not seen and yet have believed. Because it's the word that creates. when Mary goes to visit Elizabeth after Jesus is conceived by the Holy Spirit, what does she see? Hail, she says hello essentially to Elizabeth. What happens? John the Baptist leaps in Elizabeth's womb at the sound of her voice, knowing she's carrying the Savior. And there's so many of these examples where it's by the ear.
Yeah.
It's by the word that things are accomplished and created. The word of God in particular creates and makes so these things. It's fascinating. Fascinating. And, I don't think Jeremiah Johnston, who's fantastic on this, I've seen a lot of presentation. I don't believe he's a Roman Catholic. In fact, he has a lot of issues with the Catholic Church. But the Catholic Church is very careful about these sorts of things, and rightfully so. They don't want to be wrong about stuff.
Right.
And things and even the miracles they affirm, they say there are good reasons to believe, but again, the faith does not hinge on this. So whether or not you believe, for instance, the Marian apparitions, Guadalupe and Fatima and Lourdes, we've studied this. We think there's very good reason to believe it, but it's not like your salvation hinges on it. But, maybe consider it.
Yeah. Not the worst idea.
Anyway, I don't know if I'd even put the shroud in that camp. Though, when you see stuff like this in these presentations, you're like, well, what else? What's the other explanation? A lot of the common secular retorts and skeptics are not convincing. Like it was a forgery in the 10th century or something. It's like, how?
Just seems like a lot.
Right.
It just seems over the top for that time. Sorry.
So I guess I could say thank you to that jackass Giannis Pappas for bringing up this topic in my mind again. We'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. With over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
Hi, this is Brendan with Royal Furniture. A big thank you to Blue Water Broadcasting for helping us launch our Alabama stores in Prattville, Montgomery, Auburn, Gadsden, Athens, Decatur, Oxford, and Florence. We appreciate your hard work and dedication. Here's to a strong partnership and even stronger results. Thanks, Blue Water.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks, helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Accurate, immediate, carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Vader here in the studio with me.
Got a caller. I really want to talk to this guy.
Is this Ray Ball?
Yeah.
Hey, Ray, how are you?
Man, I'm great. I hadn't got to listen to you much today. I was riding around all day long with my radio off, and I didn't realize it because I'm so daggum tired.
Oh, buddy.
I woke up at 2 o'clock. Just bing, I was awake.
Old man disease.
No reason. No, and I didn't go back to sleep till 5. My alarm went when I was 5:30, and I've been struggling.
Yep.
Riding the struggle bus.
Old man disease.
Yes, I don't understand it. I don't like it. It
Neither
happens
do I.
every now and then.
Neither do I.
So, I'm out here at Jag and the band's walking through, so I'm going to dip into you hear them?
No.
No, I can't really hear him.
Yeah, hang on. Let me tell them. We can't hear y'all. There you go.
Is that Freedom Rock? Turn it up.
I tell you what, these kids are great. They really are. Out here working at this school, the teachers are great. The kids are great. I've had such a good time out here. We get done, we've got to bring you out here and show you the transformation of the school looks like.
Very cool.
But if y'all need a floor, call us today, 285-8117. We'll come out and give you that free measurement.
Again, that's 285-8117. And even when, the alarm clock, just like you're just worn out, they're still going to do a good job.
Yep.
They're Prattville Car.
Yeah. So, let me get it done so I can go home and take a nap.
All right, buddy. Take care, Ray.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, I've been feeling that last few days. Just, it adds up. Like you stay up a little too late.
Yeah.
I still get up at but it's catching up to me where my alarm didn't wake me up. I woke up at 5:10.
Ooh.
Like, oh no, I'm
Slept through
behind.
your alarm.
I'm behind. I actually use this thing as a vibrating instead of a
notice
sound
it?
alarm. I didn't notice it this
So
morning.
hold on, Joey. You're telling me that someone could come touch you and you not even notice it while you're sleeping?
I didn't like the way you said come,
No, I'm just saying. I did.
let alone touch you.
I thought you had a loud alarm clock. That's what I would think you would have, not a little, hey, buddy, time to wake up. Wakey, wakey.
No, normally I wake up before it.
Oh, yeah, your body.
But it catches up. You're like,
Yeah, it does.
5 hours sleep ain't enough.
Although when you sleep longer than that, or at least when I do, I start feeling guilty.
I feel pretty good about 6.5.
6.5 is good, but I don't want to get up, but I know I've got my sleep.
Which means probably being in bed for about 8. Because you ain't sleeping the whole time really good.
I'm a married man.
Okay. Married to NyQuil.
We'll help you get your sleep, buddy. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
That's for sure.
That's for sure. I hadn't had any in a while, and then a few weeks ago I was running rampant, and I said I got to get some sleep. So Suzanne and I bought a pack. And I hate sounding like a drug addict, but I was like, man, I'm so looking forward to taking these 2 so I can just sleep all night, and it worked.
272-9228. So do we learn anything
I
at
got
all
all kinds
today?
of stuff written down today.
Well, Chuck Schumer farted on the Senate floor.
The fart of Chuck Schumer. There's a wreck on 85. I forgot to tell you about a while ago.
No.
Out by Middyline, which is a normal thing.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we talk to Szymanski
Yeah.
about
the thing.
Superfund.
Yeah.
And that's really all I got right now.
Yeah, but I anticipate what Szymanski would say. I don't put words in his mouth, but he probably thinks this, like a lot of the stuff in there needs to be done. And then I bet it's like this. Okay, the mayor wants this. We want that. It's what C.C. Calhoun essentially
Thank you. I just don't like that, man. And that might be what goes on, and it is what goes
But
on.
I think that's all politics. All of it.
Then that should tell you everything you need to know about politicians. They don't even hide it anymore.
And it could be, we're the backwards one.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about
You ever open a water park with a credit card?
Well, the mayor didn't open that water park, is what a lot of people are saying.
Okay. You ever going to buy a convention center over a Superfund with a credit card that you only hope you can make the minimum payments on? And hope nothing else ever comes up in the world because your emergency fund is gone?
Well, if we still can't hire police officers that were budgeted for, then that money, we can use that to service the debt.
I know that's what they want to do. Don't think it ain't. Don't think it ain't.
So we talked about that some. I talked to Jeff Bohr at length about it. It's nice having Coach back in Alabama talking about Alabama stuff.
I'm getting more excited about that. I really am.
And by the way, did you see that Trump affirmed what Coach said?
Yep.
About the data centers?
Which
liquid gold. Trump says Alabama will benefit from New York's terrible decision. Kathy Hochul, real dumb broad.
I got to go with him on that one.
Yeah, I think it's real dumb to run him off.
Just run him off. And let's be honest, she doesn't know why. She just knows she's getting pressure.
But I'm in the county, and maybe you're a county commission, and you want to drive kind of a hard bargain with him. Don't run him off, but drive
a good bargain. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's smart.
That's just smart.
And maybe
business.
some folks got to raise a little hell at a meeting.
That's
and
smart
it's
business.
like, man, that's not me. That's just my neighbor. And mean, he's a good guy, though. Don't like.
Yeah, I like
but
the way
you know,
think,
you can
Joey.
let other people be the heavy. You know what I mean?
I know. I like the way you think, Joey. You would have been good at Hyundai. We don't want the union, but we want them to come in so we can make them think
Yeah,
we're
my
going to get the
problem
union.
is, it's like I have that side, but then I don't care about the outcomes too much. So
yeah, I get it. But I'm just glad you can think that way. It really does make me very proud that you can think outside the box like that.
Just people, man.
Right, but it is people.
Well, I mean, and plus, for a decade, I went through my autistic libertarian phase. Like, everything must be exactly so.
It doesn't work that way, does it? You were frustrated.
You're immoral.
You are frustrated.
Yeah. And it's not just libertarians that do that, but
Yeah, but they also argue over who's more libertarian. So let's not
Definitely
forget that.
no. And honestly, in a lot of my perspective of things, I'm quite libertarian.
But here's another thing.
But
I never say you guys wear a shirt that says I'm a libertarian and I'm proud. I've never seen that. But y'all will compare how libertarian you are to each other.
yeah.
So you're not a proud.
No, there's a lot of good people in that movement. And actually, what's cool is a lot of people that were in the libertarian movement went on, just did their own thing, and they're very successable.
See, I think that's good.
They stopped trying
They
to
did-
do the libertarian thing. They used their talents and did something.
That to
and
me
so,
is great.
And they still generally believe. Like, don't get me wrong, I met a lot of people who are libertarians, still are, who are great people, talented people, brilliant people. But in terms of politics,
Is Afro Man a libertarian?
yeah, definitely.
I sent you that thing on him yesterday. I love that guy.
Now that's a
If he ever
guy
comes
that's
around here, we got to get him in here. I don't care if I got to kidnap him. We got to get him in here. I think he'd appreciate it.
Yeah, me and Craig bought him some Swisher Sweet rolls down at the Libertarian Convention he was invited
Oh,
to.
that's right.
Remember in Dothan?
Yeah, I can understand why I wasn't there now.
living, baby.
I really appreciate Afro Man right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was just smoking those blunts in the lobby. Nobody cared.
It's Afro Man.
It was the Marriott. Who cared?
Yeah, it wasn't Marriott.
Yeah. He probably gave some to the staff.
You know he did.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to get out of here.
All right.
Happy hour with Pamela.
With the lovely Pamela.
How are you today? You do look lovely.
You do look lovely today.
I
Very
like
pretty
your bag.
purse.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's
you know
very
what the best
bedazzled.
part is? The smile.
Oh, Eddie.
Sorry. Kind of been an emotional day for me.
Anyway, on that wholesome note, or actually, he's just doing a fork and an angle. Is that your move? Anyway, happy hours next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump traveling to Carlisle, Pennsylvania today, where he's set to speak at the Pennsylvania Defense and Innovation Summit at the U.S. Army War College. And the event expected to be focusing on defense priorities, including military readiness and emerging technologies. Former top attorney at Goldman Sachs and White House counsel to President Obama, Catherine Rumler, is being questioned, or what